All right, so what happens right now, 184 people on right now. Usually people are going to stroll in for the next 5 minutes or so. So usually the first 5 minutes, I'm just going to BS with them just to like make sure we get about 200 people on or so, and then I'll start. So, sure.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everyone, this is Russell Brunson. I want to welcome you guys all to the webinar for today. We've got a lot of you guys on here right now, which is exciting, and I am pumped up. So before we get started, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, can you come to the question box and just say, yes, Russell, I can hear you? All right, Holly can hear me. Todd can hear me. Ronald can hear me. John. All right, you guys are coming and you can hear me. Sweet. That always makes me nervous. One other question is, can you see my screen right now? I literally did a webinar last week. I was on for about 15 minutes, and someone finally told me that they couldn't see my screen. Super embarrassing. All right, you guys can see my screen. That makes it way better. Well, very cool, you guys. Well, we've got a lot of you guys on. A lot of you guys are still logging in, and so I'm gonna wait for a few minutes just till everyone gets on here. But I wanted to welcome you guys to the training today. I know it's kind of a weird hour. I don't typically do these on Monday, but I thought it would be fun for you guys to kind of do a different time. And I'm just glad you guys, many of you guys that registered and showed up at a weird hour like this. So I appreciate it. This is going to be a super fun presentation. And I just want to make sure before we get started that you guys are prepared for this. I want to make sure that you've got a pad of paper, a pencil, something to take notes. If you're on Facebook, please log off of Facebook. I know that there's some fun stuff happening there, but for the next hour I need your guys' focus because we're going to be covering some cool things. Turn off your phone. In fact, I'm going to silence my phone right now, so make sure that nobody calls through because I want to be 100% present for you guys as well. All right, so this should be a lot of fun. Now, before I get started, I'm just curious because we've got so many people like, where are some of you guys from? If you want to shout out and say where you're from so I can see, I know we've got people from all around the world. Let's check this out, who we've got. Marcus from Finland, wow. All right, someone is from UK, Malaysia, Sydney, Perth, Australia, UK, Los Angeles, DC, Belgium, Arizona, Los Angeles, England, Morocco. Wow, I haven't even heard of some of these countries. Latvia, Montreal, Minnesota, Hawaii, Miami, Dallas. Wow, you guys are from everywhere. This is international. We are, this is awesome, you guys. Cool. Well, I am fired up and I'm so excited for today, you guys. I've had people who have watched this presentation that told me this has literally changed their lives, and so I'm excited to be able to share it with you guys as well. Now, before we get started, I'm going to jump right into my title slide here. So the presentation for today is called My Weird Niche Funnel. It's currently making me $17,947 per day, and how you can ethically knock it off in less than 10 minutes. How many of you guys, you came here because you want to learn how to do that? If you did, let me know in the question box. All right. We're all in the right spot then. You never know. Okay, very, very cool. My other question for you guys before we get started, because a lot of times, the last time I did this presentation, a lot of people were confused about this. How many of you guys know what a funnel is? Okay, some people don't know, and so, and we've got some yeses and some no's. So I just want to kind of really quick recap what a funnel is for those, and then we'll kind of jump and get started. So a funnel, if you kind of step back and you look back at the internet about 10 years ago, this really big thing came out that became really popular, and it was called a website. Okay, I'm sure most of you guys have probably heard of a website, right? And what's cool is that we would set up a website, and then I would try to put $1 in advertising into my website, and then the goal, if I did it correctly, I get $2 back out, right? That's kind of that's the dream, that's the internet dream, right? Build a website, drive $1 in ads in, get $2 back out. And for 10 years or so, that worked, and it worked really good for me and for tons of other people. We made a lot of money. But the problem is that over the last 10 years, the competition's gotten harder. You look at literally there's websites popping up all around the world. Millions of websites are popping up every single day, and it's gotten harder and harder and harder. And literally that exact same website that I used to put $1 into traffic in, and I try to get $2 back out, I put $1 in and get nothing out. Or sometimes I get 20, 30 cents. And I was losing money every single time. And I don't know about you, but as I've been watching what's been happening, it's come to the conclusion that basically the end is near for websites. In fact, in most markets, it's over. Like, it's done. If you have a website, that used to be good, but it doesn't even work anymore. And it doesn't matter how much you try to do to save this and to salvage it. Like, literally, you can pay more money or get better design, but a website is dead. And I always say that a dead duck is a dead duck. No matter what you try to do to resuscitate it, it's too late. But the good news is that just like how CDs have replaced cassette tapes and DVDs have replaced VHS, there's a thing that's come out to replace websites called a sales funnel. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, okay? And the other cool thing is this is kind of what a sales funnel looks like. Now, this may not mean anything to you guys now, but by the end of this, it'll make perfect sense. But a sales funnel is basically is it's a multi-step process. We take your website and you kind of split it up over a couple steps, and you'll see here in a minute why it works so well. Okay, so the last question before we kind of get started, people always ask me is like, well, do I need a website for or do I need a funnel for my business? And I always think back to 10 years ago when people always ask me like, hey Russell, do you think I need a website for my business? And you think about it now, it's like a no-brainer, like, well, duh, of course you need a website for your business. And the answer is obviously the same right now, like you have to have a funnel for your business. That's how it works today. So does that make sense, you guys? For those of you guys who don't know what a funnel is? All right, cool. So that should hopefully help clarify a little bit more my title, which again is my Weird Niche funnel. It's currently making me $17,947 per day, which is kind of cool for me, right? But for you guys, who cares, right? For you guys, and this is the most important part of this presentation, is I'm actually going to show you guys how to ethically knock it off in less than 10 minutes. Now, I use the word ethical on purpose because what you guys are going to see here in a few minutes is literally what I'm going to show you guys. After you see this and you learn it and you understand how to do it, there literally is no, like you could look at any of my websites and within 10 minutes you could completely knock me off. You could do that same thing with your competitors or your friends or whatever. But that's not my goal, is just have you guys copy me or anybody. And so I'm going to show you guys the ethical way to do it. But with that said, I need you guys to make me a promise. If you don't make this promise, we can't move on. Can you guys promise me that after you learn this stuff that you're not going to use these powers for evil? I need you guys to let me know. So come over to the question box and say, Russell, I'm not going to be evil. All right, Luke promises, Ash promises, Chad promises, Holly, Matt. Okay, Matt, I'm not evil. Oh, Patrick said, sorry, man, I'm going to use this for evil. Damon's not going to be evil. All right, Mark is going to be a little bit evil, but for the most part, he's going to be good. All right, okay, well, I got you guys' word. Now, I kind of joke about that, but the reality is it's true. Like, you guys will have a chance to learn some stuff that you can literally go and knock off anybody. Now, before I get too far into it, this is my cartoon lawyer, and he made me say a couple things before we got too far into this. First thing is that by watching this presentation, you are not going to make $17,947 per day. I promise you that, okay? That was the results from one of the sales funnels that we have that I'm going to show you guys, which would be kind of cool. It doesn't mean that's what you're going to make, okay? Now, when I first got started online, I remember I was learning about all this stuff, and my real goal when I got started is I just wanted to help cover some of my bills. I had a car payment, I had a rent payment, I had some stuff, and I was like, if I can just make $300 a month and cover my car payment, like how awesome would that be? Like I no longer have to have a car payment. And then I said, okay, I'm going to focus on that. And I started working and I built some funnels like I'm going to show you here that eventually like my car payment was paid for. I didn't have to pay a car payment anymore. And then I tried something else. I wanted to cover my rent payment. And eventually I kept paying these things off. And it was really, really cool when you get a little funnel. It's making you a couple $100 a month. And all of a sudden that bill disappears because that funnel pays for it, right? And so that was really cool for me. Now, I remember when I was learning this whole internet thing, I was on a teleseminar one day. And a teleseminar is what we did before we ever had webinars, so it's been a little while. And we're actually had to call on the phone and listen in to somebody. And on this phone call, there was this dude, and he got on and he said that he was an internet millionaire. I remember thinking, wow, how cool would that be to be a millionaire, right? And so I remember I sat down on a piece of paper, I wrote down, I want to be a millionaire. And which seemed pretty cool at first, but I was like, that number's pretty big. Like, I don't know if that's actually realistic that I could be a millionaire. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I can't do, like, if I'm going to do that though, what does that actually look like? And so I wrote down $1 million on a piece of paper, and then I did some math, and this is advanced math for me. I divided 1 million by 365, so 365 days in a year, and it came out to be $2,739.73 a day. And I said, well, that number's still pretty big, but like, it was tangible now. I said, look, if I can figure out how to set up a website that would make me, $20, $30, $40 a day, and then another one, and get the point where eventually I'm making, $2,739 a day, I could make $1 million in a year. And so that was kind of my goal. And so I started going out there and creating these little websites and these little funnels. And some of them I put out there like were complete failures. We didn't make any money at all. And then other ones we put out there were like, I have one that made like $20 a day, and one to make $80 a day, and they kept going bigger and bigger. And eventually, every once in a while, not every time, but every once in a while, I'd have one that would just knock it out of the park, like the one I'm going to show you guys right now, that literally is making almost $18,000 a day. And so that's kind of my goal. Now, currently in our company, we've got 27 funnels, and each of these funnels make anywhere from $20 a day to $17,947. And that's really the goal, you guys, is to show you guys how to add these little things to your business to increase your daily income, and then you can kind of set the goal that you want. All right. Now, my goal for this presentation, I know we've got a lot of different types of people here on the line. I'm looking at the stats right now. We've got a lot of people here. So I know that you guys come from different walks of life. And so my goals are different depending on what kind of business you have. So if you already have a business, I don't care if you're an online business owner or offline, my goal is to show you guys how to create funnels very, very quickly to get more leads and more customers in. Okay, now if you don't have a website yet, you don't have a business at all, my goal is to show you how to get into your dream business by doing this funnel hacking process I'm going to show you about. And then one thing I want to give you guys, and this is a gift, because I know you took precious time out of your day. So if you guys come on this webinar and you stay to the very end of it, I'm actually going to give you guys this gift. I created a product recently called Funnelology, and it's the study of funnels, and it's really cool. It's a website and a membership site, and it's just an amazing product. And I'm not only going to just give you guys this product for free, I'm also going to give you like the resale rights to this product. So this is what the funnel looks like. There's 2 products in here. There's a squeeze page, a sales page, an upsell page, and a membership site. I'm just going to give this to you guys for free, and then you can take it and you can put in your payment links, you can drive traffic, you sell anything. If you keep any of it, you keep 100% of it. Cool? So that's my gift. How many of you guys want this funnel right here? All right. All right, a lot of you guys want this funnel. Okay, so that's our gift, because again, I want you guys to be successful, so I want to give you guys a gift just for hanging out today and investing some of your time. So again, at the end of the webinar, I will see who stayed on till the end, and that is your guys' gift. All right? Now, for those of you guys who have no idea who I am, my name is Russell Brunson, and I've been doing this whole internet game now for a little over 10 years. And since I kind of figured out how it worked, I've been blessed to have a chance to fly all around the world and teach what I've been able to do, and it's been really fun. In fact, this is a picture here. I remember one day Tony Robbins called me up and he said, "Hey Russell, we'd love for you to come out and fly in Fiji, and I've got a private resort out here. You can come stay at my home, and then we have an event happening called Business Mastery, and I want you to come and teach people how you're making money on the internet." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, that is like the coolest thing in the world, right?" So I'm like, of course, said yes, I'd love to come. I told my wife, and she said, "I'm coming as well," and it kind of didn't give me a choice. And so we said, all right, we'll pack the whole family up, and we flew to Fiji for about 10 days. And it was so cool. I went, I spoke at his event and hung out with him and his wife. And I remember the day after the event, he had me come over to his home, which is this beautiful home overlooking the whole ocean. And he took us on a tour of the house and went to the backyard. And then backyard on his deck, he had the whole camera crew there. And he had me come sit down, and Tony Robbins interviewed me for about 90 minutes on how I was making money online. And he made a whole product out of it. And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. And so after that, the best part was after that whole thing happened, we brought my wife and kids over, and we went. This picture here on the left is actually taken on top of Tony's house. He has like a bed up there on top of his house, and we were up there and we got a picture looking over the ocean, which is pretty cool. Another just kind of thing about me, this is a picture of Sir Richard Branson. He's the dude who owns Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, an entire Virgin brand. And this is a picture at an event we went to where he actually awarded our company our very own airplane. So if you guys fly Virgin America ever, one of the planes on the side of it says .com Secrets Air, which is kind of cool. I did this webinar about a month ago, and one of the guys who was on the webinar the next day was flying, and he jumped on his plane, and before he got there, he said, "Wait, hold on." He went outside, and he looked, and sure enough, he was flying .com Secrets Air, and he went and got a picture with him and the pilot, took a picture of it and sent it to me, which was pretty awesome. So if you guys ever fly .com Secrets Air, please let me know. It's pretty cool. And I got one last picture for you guys. This is a picture of me. I had a chance to speak at Dan Kennedy's seminar a couple years ago, and Dan actually had me on stage for 6.5 hours, and so I was totally just shot. And during the break, I sat down in a chair like this, and I passed out. And wouldn't you know it, one of my smart aleck friends went and got his iPhone out, took a picture of this, made this little poster, posted it on Facebook, and it totally went viral. And if you've ever seen this before, then yes, I'm also the dude who makes money while he sleeps. Okay, so that's who Russell Brunson is. All right, so I'm ready to jump into this, and what I want to show you guys is kind of how I got started in this whole funnel concept. This is a picture here of my very first funnel, and I put funnel in quotation marks because it wasn't really a funnel. All it was basically a website, and I had a website and an order form, that was it. But this is my very first product. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and if you ever come to Boise, you'll notice there's like potatoes everywhere. We're famous for it, right? And so for fun, we go in and we make potato guns. And so this was my very first info product I put out there, and we started selling it. And it was just fun to see people give me money for something I invented and kind of put out there. And what was cool about it is this is one of those little funnels I was talking about earlier that was making me about $20 or $30 a day. Now, a little while later, I had 4 or 5 of these little projects like that. And one day, one of my friends called me up and he said, "Hey, Russell," and he was doing the same thing as me. He had little websites and he was doing the same thing. And he called me one day and said, "Hey, Russell, check this out. We started adding these things onto all of our websites called one-time offers, OTOs." He says, basically like an upsell. So somebody buys my first product, and he says that a percentage of those people will then buy my upsell. And he said, sure enough, he's like, I'm getting like 20 to 30% of people who buy my first thing to buy my next thing. I was like, are you serious? That sounds really, really cool. I want to try that out. So I went back to all my little tiny websites and went and add these little upsells. And they were just simple, like one little page with a little video of me saying, hey, buy this other product. And typically the product was more expensive than the front end. And sure enough, just like he said, I was getting 20 to 30% of people who bought my first product then to come and buy the second product. Okay, and so for me, like that literally, because the upsell was more expensive, that literally doubled my business just by adding this little tiny page onto each of my little websites. Okay, and that was the beginning of a funnel for me. Okay, a funnel is like a one product, then you have an upsell and things like that. And so this was my very first funnel, and it was just amazing to me that by adding one little tiny page, I could double how much money I made. Okay, you guys getting this? Just that one little tiny tweak. And so for me, I don't know about you, but when I realized I could double how much money I can make by adding one little page, like I got obsessed. I wanted to try all sorts of things, okay? Now, for most people, if you want to double how much money you're going to make, what do you have to do? Okay? It's like if you were a doctor and you want to double your income, you got to go like 10 more years of school, right? For me, I just added one little tiny page. So I thought, that was awesome, I'm going to do it again. So I started adding more pages, and I started testing upsells and downsells and exit pops and a bunch of different things, and just to see what would work and what worked better and what worked worse. And after a while, we invented this kind of funnel that we just had kind of invented called the micro continuity funnel. It was just a new way that we had kind of built out with different pages and different orders, and it worked awesome. And I remember I shared this with some people, and we had thousands of people who started making micro continuity funnels and had tons of success based on some of these tests we were doing. And then a few years later, one of my friends called me up. He said, "Hey Russell, I think I invented a new type of funnel." And he said, "I call this an automated evergreen webinar funnel." And he showed me how it worked. He said, "This is, first thing I have is a registration page. And after somebody registers, then there's a confirmation page. And after they go through that, then here's the email sequence." And he mapped out what this funnel looked like. I remember looking at it thinking, wow, I never in a million years would have dreamt that would actually work. And so I said, "Hey, do you mind if I model this? Like, I want to make one just like you did." He said, "Yeah, sure." So I went back and so I made my own automated webinar. I had a registration page that matched his. I had a confirmation page, and I modeled the look and the feel and the layout and the sequencing. I did everything as close as I could to his, and I launched my very first automated webinar. And I didn't know what to expect. I knew he had done well with his, but I didn't know what to expect. And I launched it, and in the first 90 days, we did over $1 million worth of sales. Can you imagine that? I know for most of you guys, you're not going to make $1 million worth of sales in your first automated webinar, and I would have thought I was going to either, but because I modeled what he did, because I copied the step-by-step process he had done, I was able to have success just like he did, okay? All right, so it's pretty cool. Luke's giving me some exclamation points. Marcus can't imagine, okay, so cool. All right, so that was an automated webinar. Now again, as you can probably tell, when I started learning that these little tweaks would double my business, and by setting up pages in a certain way, I can make $1 million. All these things, I became obsessed. We started testing everything. Started testing the landing pages and the emails, and trying to see what would work. And about a year ago, we actually launched a product called 108 Proven Split Test Winners. And this book was every split test, every test we had tried. We found out what worked the best, and we published them in this book. And initially, I was going to sell this book for a few $1,000s because I thought it was worth that. And then we decided, said, most people are out there trying to learn this stuff, and it takes them a long time to learn it and to implement it. I said, what if we just gave them this book? Like, this is like a cheat sheet, okay? Instead of them testing for 2 years on what landing page is going to work the best, they can open our book and just copy the one in there. And so we decided to do that, and in the last year, we sold over 10,000 copies of it and seen thousands of people's businesses change almost overnight because of it. And so for me, this presentation and everything we do as a company is all about that. Like, how can I give you shortcuts? How can I give you hacks that are going to shortcut your process to success? And so that's kind of what Funnel Hacks is all about. Now, over the last 10 years of doing this, I've done a ton of things right, but I've also done a whole bunch of things wrong. And so my goal for you guys is I don't want you doing the wrong things. I want you guys to come straight to the successful part, because I don't want you guys to be successful I don't want you to be successful in 6 months from now. I don't want you to be successful in a year from now. I want you guys to be successful now. Okay, and so that's kind of my process. Now, I want to show you guys, earlier I talked about one of our funnels that's currently making almost $18,000 a day. And this is a picture of it right here in my office. Can you guys all see that? So this is one of my weird niche funnels. And I call it a weird niche funnel because in this funnel, we're selling a supplement helping people with neuropathy. Now, when I started building out this funnel, I didn't even know what neuropathy was, but I knew there was a market and demand there, so we started creating it. Now, this is the hard way. Now, we built this funnel about a year ago. And the way we did it was really hard. In fact, if you've ever tried to build a sales funnel, this is probably the way you did it in the past. There's not an easy way to do it, and so this is the way that we did it. Now, I'm going to walk you through the process. One thing, I want to make sure you don't get overwhelmed, because this is not the way we do it anymore. I'm going to show you guys after this a really simple and easy way, but this is the way that we literally had to do it for 10 years. Okay, so the first step for making this funnel is I had to design the funnel. Now for me, that's my favorite part, to sketch out like what's the pages going to look like, where's the upsells and the downsells, and how do all the pieces kind of work together. Now after that, I had to hire somebody to write the sales letter. So all the words and all the pages, I had to hire someone to do that. So I wanted a really good copywriter, so I hired one of the best, and he charged me $20,000 for a sales letter. Okay, it's kind of a lot of money, but that's what it costs to get a really good sales letter done. And after the sales letter was done, then I went out there and because the copywriter basically gave me back a Word document with a whole bunch of words on it. And I was like, this isn't a website. So then I hired a designer. He took the words and made all the words look really, really cool to make them look like a website. Then when he was done, he sent me over some image files, said, here's your website. And I was like, these are image files. It's not an actual website yet. So then I had to go and hire a website designer to take these images, to slice them up and get them up online. So now they're on an actual website. So I'm like, cool, I'm almost there. But then I went to try to buy, and the order form didn't work. I'm like, great. So then I had to go hire a programmer to connect the order forms and the shopping carts and the one-click upsells and all of those pieces. Then I had to hire an analytics person to set the split test. So when all was said and done, for me to set up this one single funnel, my upfront costs were $29,000. Can you guys imagine that? 29 grand. That's the equivalent of a brand new car, right? But instead, I spent 29 grand getting what? 6 pages. But the worst thing for me was not the upfront cost. The worst thing for me is it took us between 6 and 8 weeks to create this. Okay, I'd already bought the supplement. I had a whole shipping warehouse full of these supplements, and it took me 2 full months to get this whole thing put together to be able to start selling it. And that was the worst thing for me. Okay. Now again, like I said, this is the way that our company and most people have been doing this for the last 10 years, and it's hard, it's expensive, it takes a lot of time. And it's no wonder that people struggle to make money online, right? Because if you have to go through all this stuff, like it's not easy. And but before you get too overwhelmed, that's not my goal to overwhelm you guys. But I want you to know that there is an easy way. In fact, an easier way. In fact, on this presentation together, I'm going to build an entire sales funnel with you guys. And I'm going to do it live in about 10 minutes. So it's not going to take 6 to 8 weeks. You guys are going to get it done really, really quick. Is that cool? Who wants to see me build? Who wants to see me build a sales funnel? If you guys don't want to see it, I don't have to show you. All right, Marcus says yes. Chong, Matt, Chad's, absolutely. Okay. All right, I love this. Let's see it. Show me the money. Bring it, baby. Okay, all right, you guys are in. Okay, so that's the game plan. Now, like I said before, after 10 years of doing this, you guys, I've discovered the hard way, but you guys have a chance today to cheat and just get the easy way. So how many of you guys want the easy way? If you want the easy way, you gotta let me know. Because I can give you the hard way if you want it. All right, you guys want the easy way. Okay, cool. All right, let's dive right into this. So during this presentation, I'm going to cover 3 secrets. This is the point where you need to get your pad of paper out and start taking notes. All right, so secret number 1, I'm going to show you guys how to ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. Okay, how many of you guys want to learn that one? If you don't want that, I already know the answer to this. I don't need to share it again. Okay, you guys want this. All right, Judy wants it, Phil wants it, Chad, Drew wants it. All right. Okay, I'll show that one then. We'll definitely cover that one then. All right, that's number 1. Number 2 is after you've gone through this process and you've stolen their funnel hacks, secret number 2 is I'm going to show you exactly how to clone their proven funnel in less than 10 minutes. Not 6 weeks, not 8 weeks, but in 10 minutes. And then the third step, because people always tell me like, well, I got the funnel now what do I do, Russell? How do I get people to actually show up? So the third thing I'm going to show you guys is how to get the exact same customers that are currently going to your competitor's website to start coming to your website instead. How many of you guys would like to learn how to do that? Yeah, it's way easier just to get them to come to your website, I promise you. Cool. So that's what we're going to cover. So I'm going to jump right in. All right. So secret number 1, how to ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. Now, to understand this process, the first thing you got to understand is this concept I learned from Tony Robbins. He said, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who've already succeeded. It makes sense, right? So I started thinking back about when I was growing up, and the things I was doing. So when I was young, I was a wrestler, and I wanted to be the best wrestler in the entire country. But when I got started, I wasn't very good. I didn't know what I was even doing. So I went out there and I started looking at who are the people that are super successful? Who are the people that are doing what I want to be doing? And I looked what they were doing, and I modeled them. I modeled their moves. I modeled what their training regimens were. I did as much as I could, and I modeled what they were doing to be successful. And guess what happened? Yeah, I became successful. I was a state champ. I was a national All-American. I got a college scholarship because I modeled who was successful. Now, when I started my business, I don't know about you guys, but I was not like a business person, right? I had no business degree. I didn't know anything about business. All I knew is I wanted to make some money, okay? And that's how I think a lot of us entrepreneurs get started, is we just want to make some money. And so I got online and I'm like, well, I don't even know anything about anything, but I see all these people having success. What if I just modeled what they were doing? So I looked at people that are having success and I modeled it. And people always tell me, Russell, how in the world did you get successful so fast online? It's because I just looked at what other people were doing. I did the same thing. Okay, I did my own products, but I modeled what they were doing. Now, the exact same thing is true with a sales funnel. Okay, if you want to be successful, you got to find a sales funnel of somebody else that's already successful, and then you model it. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, every single year, we've got a high-end coaching program, and every month or so, somebody will come in and say, Russell, guess what? I've got it all figured out. I figured out this new market that nobody's in yet. We'll be the very first ones. We're going to make billions of dollars, and they're so excited. And I usually kind of smile for a second. I step back and I say, look, you can always tell who the pioneers are because they have arrows in their back and they're lying face down in the dirt, okay? And they always kind of look at me for a minute. I said, look, this is the deal, you guys. I want you to be successful as quick as possible. And sure, you can go out there and you can try to trailblaze, but the problem with trailblazing is that you get arrows in your back. I said, I want to follow people who've already been successful, who already have those arrows, who've already done the hard work and proven that something works, and then just model them. Now, for example, I had a chance to go to a seminar a few years ago, and there was this guy that got up and spoke. His name was Porter Stansberry, and Porter worked for a company called Agora Publishing. Now, if you've never heard of Agora, they are one of the biggest info publishers in the world. They publish financial newsletters, and they sell almost $1 billion worth of info products a year. Okay, $1 billion with a B. And Porter got up there and he was talking about their business, and he actually runs the biggest division of Agora. It's called Stansberry Research. And he was talking about how, what they do in their marketing and stuff. And it was really cool to see. And then he stopped and he said, you know what's interesting? He says, every year we get competitors who see how much money we're making and they want to come and try to compete with us. He says, the first thing they always do is they come and they try to undercut us with pricing. So they try to come in cheaper than us. And then they come back and they try to do more expensive. They try this, they try all these different things to try to beat us. He says, do you not realize we are Agora Publishing? He said, we spend hundreds of millions of dollars every single year testing everything you can dream of. Price points, upsells, downsells, color schemes, everything you can dream of. He's like, we've tested it all. He said, if you want to be successful in the financial newsletter market, this is the only price point that'll work. This is the only upsell that'll work. This is what it has to look like. He said, if you want to compete with us, you have to model us. And I remember sitting back and thinking, wow. Think about that. He's literally got hundreds of millions of arrows in his back. Why would I go and try to do it myself? I'm going to look what they've done and start at success. Okay? Now, for you guys to be able to really understand this process, the first thing you need to understand is that for any business that you're in or the business you want to be in, there are two types of competitors. Okay? First are your direct competitors. So anyone who's selling the exact same product that you have, and the second are your indirect competitors. Okay? So an example of a direct competitor for me, like I said, we sell nerve pain supplements. So anyone else selling nerve pain supplements is my direct competitor, right? Then my indirect competitors are people who aren't selling the same product as me, but they're selling to my same target market. Okay, so for example, I found out with my nerve pain supplement that about 85% of my audience are diabetics. Okay, and so anyone who's selling any kind of diabetic product is my indirect competition. Okay, so diabetic cookbooks or testing strips, whatever it is, those are my indirect competitors. Okay, so for me, if I want to be successful, first thing I have to know, I got to find out exactly who my direct competitors are, exactly who my indirect competitors are, because I need to know what they're doing. I got to see what their sales funnels look like. Okay, so that's step number one. Now, after you've done that, the first thing I do is go out there and you actually model your competition. Okay, you model their layout. So when we were launching our nerve pain supplement, we started doing some research and looking around. And we found these guys right here, and they were selling a very similar product to us. And they were pioneers. They were the only ones we were able to find at the time. They'd gone out there, they'd gotten all these arrows in their back. And I don't know exactly how much money they were making, but based on what we can kind of guess from traffic trends and things like that, and what they're doing, they're making about $100,000 to $200,000 a month. So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. That's a cool business to start. And so when I was getting started, I had two options. One is kind of try to go be creative, be an entrepreneur, and try to make my own thing. Or number two, say, look, these guys have proven what works. They know what this market responds to. Let's just model what they're going to do. So that's what we did. And our very first version of our sales page looked like this. Now notice I said model, I didn't say copy, okay? This is where this is the ethic piece of it, okay? I'm not trying to ethically steal anything. I'm just modeling the look and the feel and the layout. I'm not copying their words. I have my sales letter, my everything, but I'm modeling the look and the feel. Okay, so they have a logo on the left-hand side, I got a logo. They got a phone number on the right-hand side, I got a phone number. They have a long-form sales letter, I have a long-form sales letter. They got a picture of their bottle on the right-hand side, I got a picture. So I modeled the look and feel as close as I possibly could because I knew that it worked. And when we launched this initially, we got to the point where it was making about $20,000 a month. So not too bad, right? Now after running that for a little while, I said, well, they're making more money. Like, what else are they doing? I got to figure this out. And so I did something that every good entrepreneur has to become really, really, really good at doing. I went to their website. I pulled my credit card out of I pulled my wallet out of my pocket, pulled my credit card out of my wallet, and I went to the website and I typed in my credit card number and I bought their product. Okay, it cost me, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks. I bought their product to see what their upsell flow looked like. Okay, and I found out with these guys that they're not very advanced marketers. They didn't have an upsell or downsell or anything. I said, okay, crap. Well, they don't really have a funnel. But there's got to be someone out here in this market that's killing that does have a funnel. So then I started going out there and looking for some of my indirect competitors. Okay, so I started looking for a bunch of them. And eventually I stumbled upon a site that based on, I had some friends that were doing traffic for these guys, and so I was able to kind of find out what their numbers were, but they were doing between $2 and $3 million a month. I was like, wow, these guys know what they're doing. And so I went to their website and kind of see what was happening. And I went to the first page and they had a video sales letter like this. I clicked on the add to cart button. It had an order form like this. And I looked at it close and I saw, okay, they have 1, 3, and 4 bottles. Here's their price points. And then I did that thing that every good entrepreneur has to do. I pulled my credit card out of my wallet, typed in the digits, and I bought his product. Okay. Now what happened next completely shocked me. And to this day, it still doesn't make any sense to me. But there was an upsell. And his upsell was 6 more bottles of the exact same thing I just bought. And I remember being so confused, thinking, I just bought 4 bottles of this. Why would I buy 6 more bottles? I remember thinking, like, this guy's a moron. Why would he ever do that? And I almost just wrote it off as like he wasn't paying attention. And luckily for me, I sat back and said, you know what? He's doing $2 to $3 million a year. Maybe I'm just gonna close my mouth and just model what he does, and just assume that he's got some arrows in his back, and I'm just gonna just model him. So I did that. Then I went through the rest of his page. He had some more upsells and downsells. And so this was his sales funnel. It was doing $2 to $3 million a month. And so I went here looking at everything. I looked at the price points, how many options, how many bottles, like everything. And I said, okay, this is what's working. I'm going to model it. So I came back now to our sales funnel, and then we modeled it. So I created a new page that looked very similar to his, had a video sales letter on it, add to cart button. When you click on that, it came to an order form. We had 1, 3, 4 bottles just like him. When someone bought that, we had an upsell of 6 more bottles. And I just followed everything to a T. And we modeled the look and the feel and the layout and the price points and everything as close as we could. We took it out there and launched it. And when we did, we went from making $20,000 a month to almost $20,000 a day. Okay, you guys getting this? That's how you scale a company quickly. It's not by guessing and trial and error and all those things. It's by finding the pioneers who have the arrows in the back, who've spent the millions of dollars to find a proven system, and then you just model it. Now, the coolest thing about this, you guys, for me, I don't know about you, but I could have gone to Harvard MBA school. I could have, hired coaches and consultants, a whole bunch of stuff, and it would have cost me a ton of money. But the reality is, all I had to do to figure out what he was doing was invest about $100. Not even that, it was under $100. Okay? I was looking at the comments right here, and we got Marcus that said, OMG, this is crazy. Luke said, mind blown, okay? This is the reality, guys. This is how it works. Okay, we find what's already working, and then we model it. Okay? Now, step number 3 in the process, this is where us as entrepreneurs, we get a chance to try to be creative, okay? You don't do it in step 1 or step 2. Wait till you're making like 20 grand a day, then you can be creative, okay? So step 3, this is where I had a chance to try to figure out if I could do better than what we already had. So I took our control. This was a page that we kind of modeled. I said, okay, what other ideas do I have? And we tried a bunch of things. And eventually, after a couple months, we built this version of the page that is now our current control. And this is the one that's winning, okay? But notice, I didn't have a chance to be creative and try to figure stuff out until step number 3, okay? I didn't try that. If you try that step number 1, again, that's when you start getting arrows in your back, and most people run out of time and money before they ever make any money at all, okay? All right, now I want to show you guys a really quick video from one of my friends. His name's Jamel. He runs a company called Fit Life TV, and they were about to launch a new supplement, and they wanted to hire me to help them consult and kind of give them some feedback. And so I'm going to show you guys a video really quick. And I know that we're on GoToWebinar, and it's going to be choppy. You're not going to be able to see it very well, but I want you to listen to the audio of what he says, because this is going to really drive home the point of what we're talking about. So really quick backstory. I had a chance to go out and spend a little while with these guys in their company, and they were about to launch a new supplement. And they're like, hey, look at our funnel. What should we do? And I was like, just copy mine. It works really, really good. So I'd love for you to kind of talk about what happened when you guys did your funnel and then some of the results that have happened since then.
Yeah, I'd like to re-emphasize his point about just cloning and copying and modeling what works. So we are a digital product company. We have information products, coaching products, and we were doing about $1 million a year. And I manage all the sales funnels and sales optimization, and we were going to come out with a physical product line. And we were like, who's done this before? Who's been really successful? We reached out to Russell. He helped us model exactly NeuroCell. Actually, it's funny because I'm looking at what you modeled, and I had the exact same reaction. The first upsell that we have in place is more of the same thing that they just bought. And we were like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So we sold them a bottle of our new product called Organifi. Our first one-time offer was 3 more bottles after they already bought that. And the take rate was like 20 or 30%. Then we thought, Russell actually mentioned, we should implement subscription on everything. So we had 3 options. We modeled exactly Russell's first sales page. 1 bottle, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, modeled his pricing, $47, $129, $149, exactly the same. Sorry for stealing everything, but it works.
I love it. It's still a way.
Yeah. And then once we implemented all the pieces, in actually like a week, which is crazy, we matched his results. We're doing, am I allowed to say the numbers or? Yeah.
I hope so. I want to hear them.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear his numbers?
Yeah.
I want to hear his numbers. Let's hear them.
So the first day that we opened up the gates, we did 12,000 in sales. The second day we did 34,000. The third day we did 36,000. And that was just, opening the gates. And every single day after that, we've done around 15 to 20,000 because of the way that the funnels are structured. So it's really exciting. And we owe a lot to Russell. I mean, he came out, he helped us with our funnels. He broke down everything we were doing wrong, everything we were doing right, and showed us exactly what they did. And we just copied it, and it works. So
that's awesome. Give him a round of applause.
So thank you,
awesome.
Russell. Yeah.
All right, so you guys getting how this whole process works, right? Think about that, like, a lot of times you say, there's no way I'm going to be a success the first time out of the gate, But you look at Jamel and look what these guys did. Like, they modeled something that was successful, and they almost matched our numbers number for number from day number one, which is exciting. I don't care who you are, it's exciting. Now, people always ask me afterwards, well, Russell, that's awesome, but I don't have a supplement funnel. I don't have any supplements. And so I wanted to stress that this does not just work for supplements. Okay, it does work for supplement funnels, but also works for coaching funnels, for info product funnels, for e-commerce funnels. And if you happen to have a real business, I have friends who have real businesses, they always tell me that my internet ones are fake, but if you got a real business, like an offline business, it'll actually work for you as well. This works for all types of funnels. For example, how many of you guys who are online right now are either coaches or you want to become a coach? How many coaches do we have out there? If you're a coach, let me know. All right, we got a bunch of coaches on the line. Cool. So if you are a coach or you want to be a coach, you might want to model this coaching funnel. This is my coaching funnel. It's 3 steps. And this funnel right now does about $70,000 a week. Week in and week out. What's that times 4? About 200, it's almost 300 grand a month off of this one coaching funnel. So if you're a coach or you want to be a coach, you might want to model this funnel, right? All right, how many of you guys are selling info products or you want to sell some kind of info product? Okay, we got some info product people out there. All right, very, very cool. So if you want to sell an info product, this little funnel right here averages between $3,000 and $4,000 a day, every single day like clockwork. And so if you want to make an info product, you might want to look at this funnel. Just model it. Look at what we did. Look at the price points, the upsells, the downsells, and just model it, okay? This is an e-commerce. Now, I've never been known as like an e-commerce guy. And one day, one of my friends came up to me and he was selling this website, and it was this little like cold source zapper. I'm like, sweet man, I want to sell like a real product. I want to be a real guy. And so I went and bought this website from him and looked out there to see what other people were doing. He found some successful e-commerce funnels. We modeled it, and boom, right out of the gate, this became a very successful website. Okay, this is a picture of one of my friends. His name is Dr. Chad Woolner. And I put him in here because people always heckle me like, well, Russell, you got an internet business. It won't work for me. And it always makes me laugh because Chad is a chiropractor. And he started using this process and he started building out a funnel. And he had this really cool process for generating leads in his local area offline. And he said, let me try to model that online. And so he built this little funnel where he gives away free lunch, has people come in, he does the presentation, he closes them. He launched this thing, and almost from day number one, he built this amazing lead generation machine happening on Facebook, okay? So if you guys have a real business, you might want to model Chad's funnel here because it's killing it for him for generating new leads into his practice, okay? Now, people always ask me these 2 questions like, well, Russell, that's cool, but where do I find a good funnel, okay? And the second thing is, after I find that funnel, how do I know how much money these guys are actually making, okay? So both are very good questions. Let me walk you through it. So the first thing I do, if I want to find a successful funnel, I go to a website called clickbank.com. Now, ClickBank is cool because they have over 100,000 successful funnels in every market you can dream of. In fact, one of my friends is making about 10 grand a day with a funnel on ClickBank selling how to make your own chicken coop. And I didn't know that was even a real thing. I thought it was a joke when he first told me, and I saw his numbers. We're making over 10 grand a month selling a funnel, or using a funnel on how to make your own chicken coop. So I'm guessing that whatever business you're in, there's probably a successful sales funnel on ClickBank that you can model for that, okay? So I go to clickbank.com, and at the very top, there's this little button that says Marketplace. Do you guys see it there? You click on Marketplace, and then boom, it'll show you all of the sales funnels. Now, 2 really cool things. First off, it lists the sales funnels based on which ones are selling the most right now, and it also breaks it down in different categories. So for this one, I clicked on health and fitness, and I looked out here in the very top product, one that's selling the most is a website called The Venus Factor. Okay, so this is the #1 health product inside of ClickBank right now. So if I was going to go and launch my own health product, I'd probably go to this site right here. I'd find Venus Factor. I'd go and I'd look at their sales funnel. I'd probably go buy their product. I want to see what they're doing, right? Now people always say, well, how much money do you think, how do you know how much money these guys are making? And the reality is, unless you call them up and they're willing to tell you their numbers, which most people aren't, you don't really know for sure. But what you can do is you can kind of, based on like how much traffic they're getting, things like that, you can kind of make some really good assumptions. Now, I don't know the owners of Venus Factor, but last year I had a friend who had the #1 weight loss product in ClickBank, and when he was in that #1 spot right there, he was making between $40,000 and $50,000 a day. Is that crazy, you guys? That makes my funnel look like it's like amateur time, right? But 40 to 50 grand a day he was making every single day when he was in that #1 spot. Okay, so I have no idea what Venus Factor is making, but my guess is there's somewhere in the ballpark of 40 to 50 grand a day. Okay, so that's kind of how you can kind of guesstimate how much money this funnel's making. Okay, so for this example, I'm going to model Venus Factor. Okay, so step number 2 now is I got to go and actually buy their product. Okay, this is where you guys got to become good entrepreneurs and pull your credit card out of your wallet and just invest in something. Okay, so I pulled my credit card out, I bought the product, found out it was a $47 product, and there's a $37 upsell, a $79 upsell, and a $19 upsell. So that's their funnel. Okay, those 4 pages right there make 40 to 50 grand a day, you guys. And so I look at that, I see what are they selling? What are they selling for $37? And I figure out what they're selling and how they're selling it, and that gives me a really good idea of what this funnel looks like. And step number 3, now that I know it, I got to sketch it out. So for me, if you were here in my office, I usually have whiteboards and I'll map it out. Like, here's what it looks like. So again, here's what their funnel looks like. I just sketched it out. So the first product's $47. There's a $37 upsell, $79 upsell, $19.95. Okay, so I sketch out the funnel, and that's kind of what I got to do to figure out exactly what's happening. Does that make sense, you guys? All right, so that's secret number 1. So now you guys know everything you need to do to be able to go back through and get over $1 million worth of funnel hacks for about $100. You just got to go and buy your competitor's product. Okay. Now, for some of you guys, you're like, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. So what you got to do is you got to figure out either the business you're in or the business you want to be in, and then go find a funnel that matches that. Okay, that's secret number 1. All right. So now step over to secret number 2. So now you've gone through this whole process. You found out what the funnel looks like. You just got to model something like that. Secret number 2 is I'm going to show you guys how to clone their proven funnels in less than 10 minutes. Okay. Now, the first step again is we have the funnel sketched out. So you guys have this at this point if you followed step number 1. And then prior to what I'm going to show you guys right now, I then have to go hire a designer and a webmaster and a programmer and an analytics person to go and do all this stuff. And it would take them, again, 2 or 3 months to get it all put together. But like I told you guys earlier, that this is all about funnel hacks. How do we shortcut this process and make it happen really, really quickly? And so for us, we did that by creating a really cool product, and we call this the new way. It's by using a product called ClickFunnels. Now, most of you guys probably know what ClickFunnels is. When you sign up for this webinar, I told you to go get a free trial. So hopefully you did, and you had a chance to play with it. If you haven't yet, first off, shame on you for not doing that. Just kidding. First off, if you haven't used it yet, we built ClickFunnels because we needed a way to speed up this process. I wanted to be able to create funnels really, really quickly, and I wanted to be able to lower my costs and get rid of all the people we were paying to do this before. And so that's why we kind of built ClickFunnels. Now, what I'm going to do for you guys right now is, like I said, I'm going to give you guys a funnel at the end of this, but I want to kind of just build it with you right now. You guys want to see me build a funnel right now? Who here thinks that'd be fun to see? All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sketch this out. Hopefully this will work for me. Okay, now again, if I was in my office, I would have a whiteboard, but since we don't, I'm going to use this paintbrush program. And so the product I'm creating for you is called Funnelology. I'm not going to type the whole thing out because, well, I'll try. Sorry, it's always hard to type these things out on a mouse pad. Anyway, Funnelology, you guys get the gist. You guys are all now funnelologists. Now, when I was creating this funnel for you, I wanted to see like what are other people doing that's already successful that we can model. And so, sorry, I have to finish the word out. It's just me. There's your Funnelology. All right. So I went out there and I started looking, and I found this guy's funnel who's doing really, really well with it, and this is what it looked like. It was really cool. His first page was kind of a landing page, and on the landing page, he had this thing where they had an image right here, and it said free case study. So I'll put a CS for case study. Then there was a download button right here, and there was like a headline and a bunch of copy over here, right? When I clicked on this download button, it would pop open this big, huge pop-up. And they would ask me for my email address. I put that in. After I put my email address in, it took me over to this page right here. It had kind of a long form sales letter. And the letter was right here. And the bottom of it, they were selling a product for $7. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool. So then after that, on the next page, after you bought the $7 thing, then they had upsell. And the upsell, they had a video right here. And they were selling the upsell for $37. And guess how I knew that there was an upsell right here, you guys? Yes, I invested a whopping $7 to figure out this funnel hack. So I bought the product, saw the upsell, and then afterwards it took me to a members area, and in the members area here, it had all the stuff that I just bought, okay? So that's kind of what the funnel looked like. So I said, okay, cool, when I build a funnelology funnel, we're gonna model this, the look and the feel and the price points and everything, make it as close as we could. Now what we're gonna do right now, I'm actually gonna log into ClickFunnels, and we're gonna build this thing. I'm gonna build out this first page here, and then the sales page, and then the upsell and the members area. But instead of taking 6 to 8 weeks to do this, I'm gonna do it with you guys in about 6 to 8 minutes. Cool? All right, so let me find this real quick. All right, so here we go. So this is ClickFunnels here, if you haven't seen it yet. And the first thing you notice is that we don't just do funnels, we do all sorts of stuff. So you can do opt-in funnels, sales funnel, webinar funnels, automated webinar funnels, membership sites, product launch funnels, or you can create your own custom funnels if you want. Now for this one, we're actually just going to do a very basic sales funnel. So I click sales funnel, I click on create funnel. And the background is actually going to go through and it's going to create all the pages. So my squeeze page, my sales page, my OTO page, my order forms, all the pieces you need in a sales funnel will magically that fast be created inside of ClickFunnels. So the first page I'm going to edit is the squeeze page. I just click on open editor and it'll open up the landing page. Now there's a lot of different landing page software out there on the market, but as you'll see here in a minute, ClickFunnels is way different. Because not only can you edit web pages and do stuff, but very easily you can make your website look like anything you want. Even someone like me who's got zero technical skills, zero design skills, can make amazing websites. So here's the squeeze page. So I can really quickly come here and just edit the text, which is pretty easy to do. And then I can go here, I can bold this if I want, highlight it. But this is where ClickFunnels becomes awesome, you guys, because a lot of times other landing page software, you're kind of stuck with that. You can edit text, but you're done. But here in ClickFunnels, let's say I don't like this button here. I want to move it. I can grab it and drag and drop, and boom, it's there. Or let's say I want to add some other things. I click this little plus button, and I can go in and add countdown clocks, Facebook comments, FAQ blocks, pricing tables, anything I can dream of I can add. So I'll add a countdown clock right here. And that fast, I can customize this page to look however I want. And literally, guys, I don't know about you, I'm not that technical, but it's pretty dang easy, don't you think? Let's say I'm like, this page is ugly. I'm going to move the button back over here. I just drag it and drop it, and boom, there it is. Drag and drop this over here. I can add more elements, but that's it, you guys. It's pretty dang simple. All right, so that is the squeeze page. So I just did that. That took me, what, a minute and a half? That page is done. In the past, that would have taken me forever because I didn't know how to do it, but a designer would have taken him a few hours to do it. Now I'm going to go back through and edit the sales page. And so for this one, I have a long form sales letter because that was very similar to the funnel I was modeling. And so I'm not going to make you sit here watching me copy and paste the entire sales letter over. So ahead of time, I actually went and I put the sales letter in. And so here's the entire sales letter in here. And I don't know any other landing page software on earth that you can create like really nice sales letters with, but you can do it here because you can keep adding blocks and you can add things and just make it awesome. Then I put in my $7 product right there. All right, so now sales page is finished. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and edit the order form. Now order forms are tough because in the past, if you ever use any kind of shopping cart and you try to edit the order forms, you can't. Because you have the order form, you screw up the cart. So most order forms look so ugly. Especially if you use like Infusionsoft or Entreport or some of these ones, like their order forms are like embarrassingly bad. So ClickFunnels, if you're using any of those shopping carts, you plug in your API, and that fast your order form's in here, and you can customize it to your heart's content. You can drag and drop things around. You can add videos if you want. You can do anything you can dream of. And for me, this is really cool because in the past, I would ask my website designers to change the order form and to move things around. And literally, when they would try to do that, they would just break the order form. And it was so painful and so many mistakes that we just stopped doing it. Where now, like someone like me, I can go drag and drop and move things around, and just magically it works, it never breaks, and it's pretty awesome. So there is the order form. Now, if you have your own shopping cart, we integrate with most of the major shopping carts, so you can plug them in. If you don't have a shopping cart, that's fine, because ClickFunnels also has a built-in shopping cart. So you can just go click a couple buttons, you add in a Stripe account, and I'll walk you through that later, and boom, you got your entire order process here. All right, so here's the one-time offer. This is the first page of my funnel where I'm going to start doing upsells. Now before, if you want to do upsell like in Infusionsoft, for example, I remember when I was using Infusionsoft, I had to hire someone and they charged me $2,500 to set up a one-click upsell. Is that crazy? But inside ClickFunnels, you just click a button and boom, one-click upsell magically works. All right, so the order form is done. The upsell is done. We're cranking through this, you guys. And one cool thing, notice on the left-hand side here, that my funnel, if something's out of order, like for example here, notice I have the OTO before the order form, I can just drag and drop this and rearrange the entire sales process. Boom, that fast. It'll automatically update all the internal linking, and that fast, my sales funnel is updated in the right order, which is kind of cool. All right, so last step now, I got to make my membership site. Now, if you ever tried to make a membership site in the past, it was a nightmare. It would take like months just to build a membership site. Where now all I do is I go in there, and the first step I'm gonna create a lesson section. So for me, when I create a product, usually I'll have like 5 or 6 sections or modules. So right now, module number 1 of my course will be Funnelology 101. Excuse me. So that'll be my first one. And then I'll go create my second lesson section, which will be Funnelology 102. And I'll just keep creating all my lesson sections like that. Okay, so if you guys think about your product, if you're in the weight loss market, let's say section number 1 is like how to get a 6-pack. Section number 2 is like how to lift weights. Section number 3 is how, each of the different pieces of it. And so that's kind of the first step when you're creating your membership site. Just create all the sections. Then after your sections are done, now you just gotta go in there and add the lesson for each of these sections. Okay, so I'm gonna add my first lesson for Funnelology 101. I'll call it Welcome to Funnelology. Pick a page template, and then I can set up a drip delay, which is the coolest part. So I can say, unlock this lesson immediately, or this person's gotta be a member for 5 days, then unlock it. They need to be a member for 30 days and then unlock it, right? So you can set up a drip delay that fast. Okay, I'm gonna add lesson number 2. I'll call this one Cool Tricks. Pick my page template, set up my drip delay. Page 2 of my membership site's done. Pick up the third one. Is this fun, you guys? Like, this is how easy it really is to build an entire membership site. I can usually build an entire membership site in about a half an hour now, based on, and that's me with no tech skills. All right, Funnelology, third lesson is this awesome video lesson. Set up a drip delay of, I'll put 5 days here. And now, boom, there are the lessons. And then if they're out of order, I can just drag and drop them really easily, which is kind of cool. And the last step now is now I gotta add the content to each of my lessons. Click on Open Editor, and then check this out, you guys. This is just as simple and easy as the rest of the editor. I can edit the title here, add in my videos, put in my resources, and that fast, my entire membership site is done. Is that pretty sweet, you guys? All right. So that's what I want to show you guys is a demo, because literally, like I said, we've been on here, I think, what, 6 minutes or so? 7 minutes since we started building this, and in 6 or 7 minutes, I was able to build my entire sales funnel. Now, obviously, I still need to go and add the content, add the video. There's a little more that goes to it, but for the most part, I can get almost the entire process done, cloned in my funnel in about 10 minutes. Is that pretty cool? So my question for you guys now, let me get back to my presentation. Is how many of you guys here think that ClickFunnels is awesome? I want to know. If you think it's awesome, come over here to the check box or to the question box and let me know. All right, Dan says it's awesome. John says it's awesome. Anthony says, okay, whoa, they're coming fast now. Gary, Doug, Rick, Cody, Holly, Dan, Matt, Ted, Wade. All right, you guys all think this is awesome. So freaking quick, Phil said. Fantastic, awesome indeed, pure bad A. Of course, this totally rocks. Amazing, cool. Five-star support, and it goes on and on and on. These are flying, you guys. Awesome. Yeah, like for me, I don't know about you, but I've been so frustrated my whole life because I had an idea at 2 in the morning, I want to build something, and then the next morning I got to call my designers, my programmers, and 6 months later it gets done. Where now I get an idea, and literally, you can ask my wife, I think it kind of annoys her, but we'll be going to bed and I'll be falling asleep and I also have an idea. I'll get my laptop out and she'll wake up like 3 hours later, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, check this out, I built my squeeze page, my sales page, my upsell, like everything's done, and I can launch it before I even wake up in the morning. And it's like the coolest process in the world, okay? Now, for all you guys, I told you guys before that if you stay to the end of the presentation, we got a little bit longer, I'm actually gonna give you guys this entire sales funnel we just built out, and that funnel I just built will be your funnel, which is kind of cool. And so what'll happen is, go to webinar, will show me everyone who stayed till the end, I'll export everyone's names, and then either tonight or tomorrow, I'll email you guys the link to this. You'll click on a button, and this entire funnel will magically appear in your ClickFunnels account. You can go there and edit things, change it, and boom, that funnel is now your funnel. Is that cool? All right, now, I always tell people, I said, there's tons of like good training and good software and good tools out there, but there's only 2 tools that are essential to run an online business. Without these tools, you cannot be successful online. I don't care who you are. Okay, the first tool is you have to have an email autoresponder. Do you guys agree? Without an email autoresponder, you can't be successful online. It's physically impossible. You can't. And the second tool you have to be successful is ClickFunnels. Now, some people say, well, Russell, of course you say that. It's your product. You're trying to sell it. But the reality is that since we've had ClickFunnels, my business has more than doubled. And so even if I never sold a single copy of ClickFunnels, it's making me millions and millions of dollars. I'm just grateful to be part of the team that's had a chance to bring it to you and share it with you. Now here's a picture of us when we were kind of mapping out the whole ClickFunnels process. Left-hand side, this is Dylan Jones. He's the guy who built the editor and all the amazing looking templates. The right-hand side is Todd Dickerson. He's the one that did all the back-end programming development to make this thing rock solid. And literally right now, we've got over 5,000 members on here and sending millions and millions of visitors a day, and the servers and everything are rock solid. We've never had an issue. And it's pretty impressive, okay? All right, so that's secret number 2, you guys. Did I get you guys fired up? All right, so the third secret now, and this is where people are like, I get it, Russell. I found a funnel I liked. I modeled it. I got it in ClickFunnels, but how do I get people to actually show up to my website? Like, that's the biggest problem. I can't get people to my website. What do I got to do, right? So that's what the secret's about. I'm going to show you guys how to get the exact same customers who are currently going to your competitors' websites to come to yours instead. Who here wants to learn how to do that? All right, you guys are in. Cool. Okay, so this is the process. I go back to ClickBank again, right? This is the funnel I found. So if I went and I modeled the Venus Factor, okay, if only I knew where they were getting their website, right? This whole thing would be easy. If my funnel looks almost identical to Venus Factors, it's obviously my product, different sales there and stuff, but it looks identical. The process is the same. We know it's proven to work. If I could only find out where these guys are getting their traffic from, I might not make 50 grand a day like they're doing, but maybe I can make 5 grand a day, maybe $1,000 a day, maybe $500 a day, right? If I just knew where their traffic was coming from, if I just knew that, everything would be easy. Do you guys agree? All right, cool. So I'm going to show you guys how to find out exactly where their traffic's coming from. This is the tool I use, and there's some paid tools that are out there, but this one's free. So I want you guys to write this one down right now. It's similarweb.com. It doesn't cost you a penny to do most of the stuff. You can upgrade it, and there's more features, but for free, you can go to similarweb.com, and then you go and you just simply type in the website URL of the funnel that you modeled. So I typed in venusfactor.com right here. I click search. Check this out. It shows exactly how many visitors they're getting every single month. So from here, it looks like they're getting between 1 and 3 million visitors a month, every single month coming to their website. So people say, Russell, how do they make 50 grand a day? It's because they're getting 3 million visitors a month to their website, right? Okay, and so you see this, it's really, really cool. But again, it's not showing me exactly where the website traffic's coming from, but if I click on the referral button, it pulls up this right here. Check this out, you guys. It shows me the top 10 websites that are sending traffic over to Venus Factor, ranked in category of what's sending the most traffic. Okay, so the very first one is lifeguru.com. Number 2 is naturalnews.com. Number 3 is newsmax.com, and it kind of goes down from there, right? Now, I don't know, again, how much traffic you're sending, but there's the very top, there's lifeguru.com. Looks like they're sending the most. So let's just say of the 3 million visitors a month they're getting, maybe 1 million are coming from lifeguru.com, right? So what in the world is lifeguru.com? I'd never heard of it before. Have you guys? I didn't know, so I wanted to find out. So I went to lifeguru.com, and this is what it was. It's a blog, and it talks about how to find love and eat healthy and look fit and live well and make money, all these weird things, right? So I'm going around this blog, I'm trying to figure out, like, what in the world's happening? And all of a sudden, I found it. Do you guys see that little thing down there? The picture of a banana? It says 5 foods never to eat. I clicked on that, and guess where it took me? You're right, it took me to venusfactor.com. Okay? Now, next cool thing, if you go back to SimilarWeb, there's a little button here that says show the ads. So I click on that and check out what I see next. I see the exact banner ads that they're running to get people to their website. Okay? The exact ads. Now, if you upgrade it in SimilarWeb, they do have an upgrade option, and if you upgrade, it'll not only show you the ads, it'll show you how long these ads have been running for. So it'll say, this ad's been running for 2 weeks, and then it stopped running. But this ad's been running for 728 days, and it's still running right now. So if an ad's been running for 728 days, what do I know? I know there's a crap ton of people, it works, right? People are using it, they're clicking out, they keep coming through because they're still spending money on it, and I can know those things really easily, right? So at this point, I know 2 really important things. I know exactly where they're advertising, and I know exactly what they're saying to get people to click on their ads and come over to their funnel, okay? If you guys have been paying attention up to this point, if you know all this stuff, what do you think you should do? You're right, we should model what works, right? Not try to reinvent the wheel. We don't want any errors in our back. They already did that for us. So we're going to model what works. So I'm going to model the message of the banner ad. I'm going to model the design of the banner ad. I'm going to model the sizes. I'm going to model the look and the feel. I'm going to try to get as close as I can to what they did because they've already proven it works. Why would I try to be creative? They already proved what works. Let me just model what works. Okay? So what I do is I go get my banner ads designed, and the website I use is $20banners.com. Now, people always ask me, Russell, how much do banner ads cost there? And the answer is $20. Anyway, okay, so this is $20banners.com, and check this out. So on the left-hand side is Venus Factor's banner ads, and the right-hand side is mine. Now notice I didn't copy it. Okay, I have a different image, but if they've got a good-looking girl on their ad, I need a good-looking girl. They got a purple headline, I need a purple headline. They have, a little thing that says C-tip, I'm gonna have a thing that says C-tip. Their little websites there are mine. So I modeled the look and the feel and the size and everything as close as I could because we know it works, right? And then what do I do after having a banner ad done? I go back to the exact same websites that Venus Factor's buying ads on, and I buy ads on the exact same websites. People always say, well, Russell, they're selling ads to venusfactor.com. I'm not going to sell ads to me. Okay, you got to understand, this is the blog. And this blog, someone comes to the blog, they might read 30 or 40 pages, and the exact same ads on every single page, they're not going to make much money. No one's going to make money. So they have to sell to a lot of different advertisers. So there might be 30 people buying ads on this website. So all I have to do is come and I email the guy that owns the website, say, hey man, I see you got banner ads on your site. Can I put my banner ad on there? He emails back, sure, man, that's how much it would cost. I'm like, all right, cool. And I go and I send him some money. I send him a banner ad, and that fast, my banner ad's running on the same site. Okay? Visitor 1 goes to Venus Factor. Visitor 2 goes to this guy, 3, 4, and also number 19, boom, goes to me. And it starts back over and it cycles through. And that fast, a percentage of every single visitor that was going to Venus Factor is now coming to me. How many of you guys just had an aha moment right there? Want to hear about the ahas? I like hearing about the stuff. All right, we got some ahas. Phil said mind-blowing. All right. Dom said he or she, hopefully it's a she, says she loves me. Sweet aha. Secret of the Judy swearing. Good for you, Judy. Awesome. Okay, you guys had an aha moment. That's very, very cool. So that's kind of the game plan, you guys. That's how this whole game is worked. Okay. Now, if you guys model will work, right? We model their funnel. We model the banner ad. We model the site. Okay. And again, we didn't copy. We're modeling all these things. Do you think I'm going to get similar results to what they're getting? Okay, again, I might not make 50 grand a day, but if I made $500 a day, how would that change your life? If you made $1,000 a day, what would that do for you? What would $10,000 a day do for you? I tell you what, $17,000 a day, a year ago, I never knew what that was like, but it's really, really nice. Okay, and I couldn't have got that if I didn't model what was already working. You guys getting this? All right, so kind of recap what we've talked about. Oh, one more thing I want to share though too, because this is important. I don't know about you, but I've always struggled with getting traffic. How many of you guys have struggled with getting traffic online? Like I've always struggled. When Google came out, I tried PPC, couldn't figure it out, got banned. Then Google SEO came out, so I tried doing backlinking, all that stuff, super confusing, and then I didn't work. Then Facebook came out, and it was a little bit easier, but like I still could never figure it out. This process right here is so easy, you guys. I literally send an email to the dude who owns the website. I then PayPal him some money, I email him a banner ad, and I'm done, okay? This is super easy for people like me to even be able to do. If I can do it, I promise you guys you can do it as well. Okay, so kind of recap what we've covered so far. First, I showed you secret number 1 is how to ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. Secret number 2 is after you find out what the funnel looks like, I showed you how to clone the proven funnel in less than 10 minutes. And secret number 3, I showed you how to get their exact same customers to start coming to your website instead. That pretty cool, you guys? All right, now I want to ask you guys a quick question here. We've been going on for about almost exactly an hour so far. I'm curious, how many of you guys feel a little bit like this? This is one of my favorite pictures. I remember one time I was speaking at a seminar, and I came off stage, and this guy grabbed me and said, wow, that was amazing. He said, I feel like I had a fire hose in my mouth for the last hour. And a little while later, I saw this picture, and I just busted up laughing. I said, I bet that's how people feel after they hear me talk for a little while. And I'm sure that some of you guys might feel that way as well, which is totally normal. And so because of that, like, we've been on here for an hour, but there's so much more I can do and share and give to you guys. And so I did put together a very special package to help kind of take you guys to the next level. I want to ask your permission. Do you guys mind if I share with you guys the funnel hack system? All right, cool. I always like asking permission first. I hate kind of assuming that I've deserved it, but hopefully I've given enough value that it's okay with you guys. And I really wanted to help you guys become successful. And so what I did is we created a package called Funnel Hacks, okay? And the goal of Funnel Hacks, I told you earlier, like, I don't want you guys to be successful in 6 months from now. I don't want you guys to be successful in a year from now. I want you to be successful right now, okay? And so the way we do it is by shortcutting this process, by hacking it down and making it simple and making it easier. And so we put together this funnel hacks system with a goal to speed up your process, okay? So the first thing you're gonna get when you invest today inside of Funnel Hacks is you're gonna get a 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels for free. Now our enterprise account is our top level account, and you guys will get it for free for an entire year. How many of you guys want ClickFunnels for free? If you want free, you gotta let me know in the question box over here. All right, you guys love ClickFunnels now. Yes, Carl wants it free, Judy wants it free, Mark wants it free, Drew wants it free, Omar wants it free, Michael wants it free, Luke wants it free. You guys all want it for free. Okay, all right, so you guys want it for free. It's very, very cool. So when you invest in Funnel Hacks, you will get a year enterprise account to ClickFunnels for free. Now, what do our enterprise members get? Inside their account, they can create up to 70 funnels. They can have 300 pages. They can have up to 100,000 monthly visitors. They can have unlimited members in their membership sites and a whole bunch more. Okay, now after you're an enterprise member, you're gonna be able to create opt-in funnels. Now, opt-in funnels can help you to build a huge email list. I know you guys all want a huge email list, right? All right, it's also going to help you guys to create sales funnels so you can sell your products and have one-click upsells and downsells and more. It's going to be able to help you make webinar funnels just like the one you went on to be able to come on today's webinar. It's going to help make automated webinar funnels and product launch funnels, membership sites, and a whole bunch more, okay? Now, the other cool thing is that when you become a ClickFunnels member, you're going to be able to get rid of a lot of stuff too. In fact, our average ClickFunnels member right now tells us they're able to cancel between $500 and $1,000 a month in other services because they can use us instead. Because ClickFunnels does all of it, all right? For example, if you're using any kind of landing page software right now, you can cancel. There's no reason to keep paying for it. In fact, our biggest competitor right now, they charge the exact same price that we charge for ClickFunnels, and all they do is landing pages. They do one static page. They don't do membership sites, sales funnels, order, but nothing else. And they charge the same thing that we charge. Okay, so you can completely get rid of your landing page software. You can get rid of your split testing software. You can get rid of your shopping cart. Or if you have a shopping cart you love, you can bring it into ClickFunnels and integrate it in. But if you don't have one yet, or if you hate the one you have, there's a shopping cart built into ClickFunnels. You can get rid of your automated webinar software. You can get rid of your membership site software. You can get rid of Photoshop, WordPress. All those things you can completely get rid of. Plus, you can fire your programmers, you can fire your designers, your webmasters, and so much more. Literally, guys, you'll be able to save between $500,000 a month at least, if not more, just by using ClickFunnels. Okay? Now, some of you guys are already asking me, well, Russell, what if I already have a ClickFunnels account? What should I do? And so the answer is, don't worry if you already have a ClickFunnels account. What we're going to do is when you invest in Funnel Hacks today, we're going to upgrade you from whatever level you are right now. We'll upgrade you to the enterprise, and we're going to push out your billing for an entire year. Okay, so you won't pay anything for an entire year. You'll be able to use ClickFunnels for free for that whole year. Is that cool? All right, I see the questions coming through already. Someone's saying, well, that's cool, Russell, but what happens after year number 1? So this is what happens. After year number 1, at that point, you're getting an email from us, and it's going to say, hey, Joe or Susie, whatever your name is, it says, you've been a member for a year. Right now, based on what you're currently using, you should be at this level, okay? The $37 a month level, or the $97, or the $300 a month level. And at that point, you can pick which level makes the most sense for you then, okay? I don't want you making that decision right now because you have no idea where your funnel could be in a year from now. If you would have told me a year ago that I would have a funnel making almost 18 grand a day, I would have laughed you out of the room. But now, today, I've got one. Okay, so I don't want you to make that decision right now. I want you to make that decision in a year from now. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So what you're going to get right now, you're going to get the 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels. It's a $3,564 value. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to give you is this funnel software is amazing, but I also want to help train you guys on how to use this, how to use it the best way. So you also can get access to my 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass. Okay. Now during the 6-week Masterclass, we focus on all 6 types of sales funnels you can create inside of ClickFunnels. Okay, so week 1 will be opt-in funnels, then sales funnels, then webinar funnels, then auto webinar funnels, and product launch funnels, and membership sites. Okay. Now the training is really fun because the first half of the training you come on, and this is when we talk about the strategy behind it, like how do you do it and why do you do it, and kind of help you to explain the marketing behind each thing. And then the second half, we actually log into ClickFunnels and we'll build out each of these funnels with you. So you'll be able to just follow me do it and be able to build out your funnel. Okay. Now, if you are the kind of person who saw ClickFunnels, you're like, cool, I can't wait to get my hands dirty and kind of play with this, then I'm going to train you guys how to do it. Now, I'm fully aware that some of you guys are looking at that saying, there's no way in a million years I'm ever going to try to use the software. So that's you, that's completely fine. Just bring your tech guy or your tech gal onto the trainings, and I will train them on how to use ClickFunnels for you. Cool? And if you don't have a tech guy or a tech gal, bring your kids to the training. I will make your son or your daughter the most valuable employee in your entire company, all right? Literally, I've got a 9-year-old son right now who every single day logs in and he builds his own funnels inside of ClickFunnels. It's that easy. And so I will train your kids to become your best workers. Is that cool? All right, so that's kind of the game plan with the 6-week masterclass. Now, one thing that people always ask is like, Russell, what if I miss a masterclass? Or what if I watch the membership funnel training, but I know I'm not going to do membership site for 6 months from now? So the good news is we record and archive every single one of these. So if you miss one, the recordings will be there. But also, I know full out that you're not going to build 6 sales funnels in 6 weeks. Okay, that's not realistic. But I know that somewhere in your future, might be a month from now, might be 6 months from now, you're going to want to know how to do a product launch funnel or an auto webinar funnel. And so when you're ready for that, all you do is you log in the membership site, the training will be there ready for you, you'll go through it, and if you get any questions afterwards, our support team is there to help you get your funnel set up. So there's nothing to worry about. We're there for you for the long term. Cool? All right. Now I'm going to show you guys some testimonials of people who had a chance to go through some of my funnel training. So the first one is Liz Benny, and Liz is one of my favorite people in the world. She lives down in New Zealand. And she had her own business before doing social media stuff, but she wanted to kind of bring her business online and never done it before. So she went through some of the funnel training with me, and this is what she said. She said, with our new funnel, which is a webinar funnel, this month we got 35 new clients and $997 each. So now that we have the funnel perfected, we're on track to get 100 new clients this month. Is that awesome, you guys? Now, I'm not that good at math, but 100 clients, $997, that's a lot of money. How would that change your life right now if you had something like that? Now you may say, Russell, there's no way I'm going to make, $100,000 in a month. But I promise you, if you'd asked Liz that 4 months ago, she would have told you the exact same thing, that it wasn't possible. But now she's there because she went through the training. Does that make sense, you guys? All right, cool. So this is next. This is Mike Stanczyk. Now, Mike's one of my favorite people in the world as well. When Mike first came to this, he didn't know what a sales funnel was. He literally came into the training. He's like, I don't have a sales funnel. I don't really know what it is. We went through the whole process. And this is what he said afterwards. He said, I'd never had an actual sales funnel before ClickFunnels. I followed Russell's instructions, set up a sales funnel, bought my first ad, and on my very first try, sold 8 people on my front end, and 2 people bought my $197 upsell. Okay? Now, some of you guys may be thinking, well, 2 people bought his $197 upsell. That's not a big a deal, Russell. That's $400. But I want to stress one thing here. He said, on my very first try. Okay, how many of you guys have been doing internet marketing now for a month, or 6 months, or a year, or more? What would have been worth you to be successful on your very first try? Okay? Because Mike went through the funnel hack system. He found a funnel that worked. He modeled it. He got traffic from the same spots they were getting it from. And so he was successful on his very first try, you guys. Are you getting this? Do you see why this is so important, why this training is such a key component? All right, this is one of my other buddies named Simon. Simon lives down in Australia. And he saw my supplement funnel. He said, oh man, that's the one. I want to model that one. I'm like, all right, cool. So he went through and he said, I followed the funnel hack system. I found a funnel I liked. I modeled it. On my very first test, we doubled over on our ad spend. $1 in, $2 back out. Now I want to draw your attention to something I think is kind of cool. Notice he said, $1 in, $2 back out. Okay, that's the goal of every successful sales funnel. I want to be able to put $1 in advertising in on Monday, and Tuesday I get $2 back out. Okay, if you do that, you've got a winner. And like I said, Simon Hitters did on his very first test, which is just awesome. Now, people always ask me, well, Russell, how much money should I budget to drive traffic to my funnel? And I always kind of laugh at this a little bit. I said, well, let me ask you a question. If you were to put $1 in advertising in on Monday, and Tuesday you got $2 back out, what do you think should be your budget for traffic? And you just sit there and think for a minute and say, wow, you know, I want to put in $1 million a day. And I said, yes, that's the right answer. When you have a funnel and you do it the right way the first time, you don't have a budget, because every dollar you put back in, you immediately get it back plus more. Okay, you guys, that's the goal of this whole funnel hack system. And that's why I'm trying to help you guys become successful on the first try, not 6 months from now, not a year from now. I want you guys to be successful today. All right? This is another one from Anthony DiClemente. No, Anthony had a successful sales funnel outside of ClickFunnels. We helped him move into ClickFunnels, went through some of our training, and that's what he said, which was kind of cool. He said, I made a few changes that Russell recommended to our VSL page. And we're currently at from 1.5% conversion rate to 3.75%. Yes, he doubled his conversion rate just from a couple of the things he learned inside of funnel hacks. I don't know about you, but if I double my conversion rates, that means I get twice as many customers, twice as many people see my upsells, twice as many people I can sell my coaching. For all intents and purposes, that would double your business. Okay? Now, I got one more I want to share with you guys, and this is a video from Drew Canoli. And again, you might not be able to see the video, but please listen to the words, because I had a chance to go through this whole funnel hacks process with Drew, and I'd love for him to kind of share what it meant to him and to his company. So I'm going to share that with you guys really quick here. Do you want to give you kind of your experience about the funnel stuff that I went through with you guys?
Absolutely. So, what was it? About 4 months ago, I bought the book, 108 Split Tests, and I was looking through this book, and I'm like, this book is just loaded with goodness. I'm like, in the back of my mind, being a visionary, you know, you have all these ideas as entrepreneurs, right? Everybody in the room has 1,000 ideas. In my mind at the time, I was like, what if Russell could come here and help the FitLife TV team build our supplement funnel and the different things that we're creating. Because at the time, we were doing well, like Jamel said, over $1 million every year, but we wanted to 10x it and take it to the next level. So Brunson came out. He spent the entire day with us. He just blew our minds of the content that he was delivering, and we were in our conference room, and we didn't even have a whiteboard in the conference room. Poor guy was drawing on the windows in this place, and he mapped out the entire strategy, the entire funnel for the product launch that we just put into play, and literally within 2 weeks, I mean, we 10x'd our business or more. And we have pre-orders coming in now that's essentially going to pay for all of our product for like the next year and a half. It's ridiculous. So I believe in it. I think it's absolutely amazing what he teaches. What he's telling you guys to do, it can radically transform your business if you just listen and follow with it instead of trying to be creative and, you know, putting your touch into it. You know, follow the pros that have been doing it for over a decade. And that's exactly what we did. And now we're not only making more money, but our mission and purpose here is to transform 10 million people this year. And we're well on our way to do that with physical products outside of just digital. So you're touching those lives through us, my man, and I want to appreciate you for that. That's so awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Drew. Isn't that awesome, you guys? So is that cool, you guys, to see how important this whole funnel hacks piece is in your training. Now, I want to stress as well that this is not just for supplement funnels, okay? It works for supplement funnels, for coaching funnels, for info product funnels, for e-commerce funnels. Even if you got a real business, it's going to work for you. This process works for all types of funnels, okay? Now, some of you guys are saying, Russell, I don't have a product yet. It sounds cool, but I don't have a product. If you don't have a product, I don't want you to worry for 2 reasons. First off, training number 1, we talk about opt-in funnels, okay? Now, I got friends right now who have never had a product to this day, and they do over $1 million a year just building email lists and selling other people's products, okay? Now, week number 1, we talk about opt-in funnels, and I show you the exact strategy that they're doing to build up a huge funnel, to build up a huge email list and sell other people's products. So if you don't have a product, don't worry about it. That's what opt-in funnels are all about. Now, if you know that you still want a product, the cool thing is we also did a fast product creation module to show you how to build your entire product line out in a weekend. And so that training's there as well. So if you don't have a product yet, don't let that be an excuse that holds you back, because it doesn't need to be, okay? Every one of us have excuses that keep us from moving forward, and that should not be one, because first off, you don't need to have a product to be successful. Number 2, if you want a product, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it inside of Funnel Hacks. Cool? All right, so what you're gonna get right now, you're gonna get a 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels. You're gonna get our 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass, a total value of $6,561, okay? So what else do you guys need to be successful? All right, you've got the funnel software, you've got the funnel training. What else do you guys need to be successful? Oh, what about more traffic? Okay, now I shared with you guys one of my traffic hacks, which you thought was pretty cool, right? But the reality is we drive traffic in a lot of different ways as well. And so I'm gonna give you guys access to our instant traffic hacks, because I want you guys to have a lot of streams of traffic coming into your funnels. Okay, now inside of instant traffic hacks, you're gonna get access to all my solo ad hacks, my media buying hacks, my Facebook hacks, my SEO and my social media hacks, my affiliate hacks, and a whole bunch more. Okay, now just like this training, I'm not a super technical guy, so all the training is broken down with very simple images that walk you through the process and show you exactly what you need to do. Cool? All right, so right now, what you're gonna get a 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels, our 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass, our instant traffic hacks, a total value of $8,558, okay? So what else do you guys need to be successful? If you think about it, you've got the funnel software, you got the funnel training, now you have traffic going into your funnels. What else do you guys need to be successful? Oh, what about copy? Now, I showed you before that the sales letter for my supplement here was the most expensive part of the whole thing. $20,000 I spent on that. I don't know about most of you guys, but I'm guessing you don't got 20 grand laying around to have somebody write a letter for you, right? And so I didn't want that to hold you guys back from success. And so we sat down and said, how can we make this just no-brainer, make it super easy for you guys? And so I decided to give you guys access to a program we created called Inception Secrets. And people always say, Russell, why do you call it Inception? And the reason is because of this movie right here. How many of you guys have seen this movie? All right, how many of you guys love this movie? The premise of this movie is Leonardo DiCaprio, he needs to get people to do stuff, right? And so what he does is he goes back inside people's dreams, and he goes and he places a thought or an idea inside someone's brain, inside their dream, and he gets somebody to gravitate and to take that as their own idea. And if they get that as their own idea, he's caused inception, where now when they wake up, they're more likely to do that thing that he needs them to do, right? Now for me, selling online is the exact same way, okay? We know that people hate to be sold, but we also know that people love to buy. So if I can create an environment and a situation where people don't feel like they're being sold to, but they want to buy and it becomes their idea, then I can cause inception and people will start buying like crazy. Okay? And so in our company, we've got a whole bunch of processes we do to cause inception inside of our customers' minds. And I broke them down into very simple templates that you can use. For example, this is the template we use for our video sales letters. I call it the Star Story Solution. Now, before I had this template, it would take me about 2 weeks to write a video sales letter. It was a ton of pain and it was a nightmare. I hated it. I went through over 10 years worth of sales letters and sales videos we did, and I figured out there was a very common theme throughout all of them. And so we turned that into a template called Star Story Solution. It looks like this. First is the star, then the story, then the solution. Now when I create a video sales letter, I print out these 3 pages, I fill in the blanks, and within an hour, literally about an hour, it takes me to write my entire video sales letter, and it's structured in a way that causes inception inside your customers' minds. Okay? Now, I'm not just gonna give you access to my video sales letter script, I'm gonna give you access to all the scripts in our business we have that cause inception inside the brains of our customers. Okay, so you will get the Star Story Solution script. You're gonna get the OTO bump, our perfect webinar script, our 2-step call center script. Every script we use inside of our company to cause inception inside of our customers' minds, you will get it. You'll get the templates, the training, everything you need to be able to just copy that, implement it on your pages, and boom, that fast, you got pages now that convert. Is that awesome, you guys? All right, now there's one last thing I really think you're gonna need to be successful, okay? Because you got the traffic training, you've got inception for the copywriting. The last thing most people need that they kind of get stuck on is the email sequencing, right? What do I send these people? They join my list, what do I send them out? And so I take people through a 3-step process. Step number 1 is we help you identify your attractive character. This is how you communicate with your audience. Step number 2 is after we've identified your attractive character, we help you build out a 5-day soap opera sequence. This is the first 5 emails they will get from you when they join your list. And after day number 5, we transition them over to something we call our daily Seinfeld emails. And so this is how we do our email sequencing. It's super fun and super easy. I call it the attractive character, and you guys will get access to the entire attractive character training system, which gives you the training, the templates, everything you need to be able to just copy and paste and build out your entire email sequences in a way that's going to convert. Is that cool, you guys? Do you want that? All right, so recap what you're going to get. You're going to get the 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels, the 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass, instant traffic hacks, Inception secrets, our soap opera Seinfeld secrets, a total value of $11,552. Okay? Now, obviously, you guys know that I'm not going to charge you guys $11,000 for all this stuff, but I want to ask you a question. If I did charge you $11,000 for everything, and if all that this system did was finally give you a funnel that was profitable, where you could put $1 in advertising in and get $2 back out, would it be worth it? Yeah, it would totally be worth it. Now, if all this did was give you the kick in the butt you finally needed to get moving and become successful today instead of 6 months from now or a year from now, would it be worth it? Would you pay $11,000 to be successful today? Yeah. Now, if all this training did was give you the ability to cancel all of the monthly tools that you're currently using to glue together your funnels, would it be worth it? Okay, now I know the answer to that one is yes, because I've seen how much money our customers save, and you guys get ClickFunnels for free for a year. Okay? Now, when I was kind of pricing this, I had 2 different choices I had to kind of work through. Okay? So my first option was I could go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many of these things as possible. But the problem with that is that it didn't really incentivize me to stack the value for you. And I know for most people, they want as much value as possible. Am I right? So my second option then was, and obviously this option requires a little bit higher investment on your side, but in exchange for that, I can devote more resources to help guarantee your success. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, I always want as many resources as I can to help guarantee my success. It's because of that we obviously went with the second option here. Now, before I kind of reveal to you guys the price, I got to ask you a question. What would one funnel be worth to you? Okay, what would it be worth to have one successful sales funnel? Okay, how much do you think you'd make? Would you make $5,000 a month from it? Could you make $10,000 a month from that or more? Okay, how much would you pay to have one perfect funnel? All right, now this funnel right here I showed you guys earlier, this funnel cost me $29,000. I want to ask you guys, how many of you guys would give me $29,000 if I gave you this funnel right now? Let me know in the question box here. How many of you guys would do that? All right, we got some yeses. We got some no's, okay. So we got about 50-50 split here, okay. So let me put this in perspective for you. This funnel cost me $29,000, but right now it makes me $17,947 per day. Can you do the math on that? That's $500,000 a month or $6 million a year. So let me ask you the question again. How many of you guys would give me $29,000 if I gave you my funnel was making $6 million a year? Yeah, it kind of changes the perspective, don't you think? Okay, it no longer is a cost, it's an investment. And it's an investment that the upside is huge. Okay, so that's probably why you can see that right now, currently in our company, we have people who pay me $100,000 to set up their sales funnel for them, plus they give me 10% of the profits up until I've been paid $1 million just to set up their sales funnel for them. Okay, we got 2 people in this program right now. They're both checked for $100,000 up front, and then I just keep working for them. We drive a bunch of traffic, and when they get to $10 million, then they don't owe me any more money. And people say, why would someone pay you $1 million? I said, I just made them 10. Okay, if I give you $10 million, would you give me $1 million back? Yeah, that's how this whole game works. You invest a little bit, get your funnel up, and then the money starts pouring back in. Okay, so you can probably see why Funnel Hacks is a good deal at $5,000. Okay, and in the very near future, when we're done with the live trainings, we're going to transition the price over to $19.97 for the general public. But because you guys are here today, because you're on my list, because I care about you guys, and because you're special, I want to do something to make this a complete no-brainer to help guarantee your success. I'm going to let you guys get started today for just one single payment of $997 today. Okay? Now, I want to put that in perspective for you. If you were to go to ClickFunnels.com right now and try to get the enterprise level account, which you guys are getting for free, like literally, here's the website. It's $297 per month. Okay, so over the next month, what's that? $3,600 a year. You get $3,600 account a year for free when you get inside of Funnel Hacks. You guys get this? Okay, so you're literally saving $300 a month just by getting started. So basically, right now, you've kind of got 2 choices. Okay, your first option is you can do nothing at all, not take this leap of faith, which, as you know, is 100% risk-free. Or your second option is pony up this tiny little investment today compared to all the value you're going to get in return, and just give it a shot. Just try it out. Find out if it's going to work. Okay, there's literally no risk, guys, because in my company, I've got a philosophy. If I can't make you money, then I don't deserve yours. Don't you guys agree? So because of that, we put in this really cool 30-day guarantee where basically you can sign up today, and if for any reason you don't like anything we talked about, I don't care If it's 29 days from now, 23 hours and 59 minutes from right now, just let me know and we'll give you 100% of your money back, okay? But you don't need to make that decision right now. The only decision you got to make right now is I'm going to get started. I'm going to check this thing out. You get in there. You can go through all the funnel hacks training, build 1 million funnels, make $100,000 in the next 30 days, and then decide if it's worth it or not, okay? You don't have to make that decision right now. Make that decision 30 days from now. Right now, the only decision you have to make is to get started, okay? Now, the real question for you guys is this. Is it worth gambling just a few minutes of your time to check this out, which even if it only does half of what I've claimed on today's training, is literally going to pay for itself as soon as your very first funnel is live, okay? So here's a recap of what you're going to get. First, you're going to get the 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels, which, as I showed you guys, is $300 a month typically. You guys get it for free. You're going to get a 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass. You're going to get instant traffic hacks. You're going to get Inception secrets. You're going to get our soap opera Seinfeld secrets, a total value of $11,552. And I got a couple of cool bonuses. When you guys sign up today, I'm also going to ship you guys one of these awesome shirts. This is one of our ClickFunnels t-shirts. And this shirt's too cool for 2 reasons. First off, it's a cool shirt. Second off, when you go to marketing events, my staff and I, we always bring pockets full of cash to every marketing event. When people are wearing our t-shirt, we give them free cash. So just wear the shirt to every event you ever go to in the future. And if you see me or someone on my team and I got cash left over, you will get free cash from me. So this is your free cash bonus. And it's a cool shirt. And I got one last thing, and this is just for the first 50 people. And I want you guys, right now we've got like 10 times that many people on here. So this is going to be for 1 out of 10 of you guys who qualify for this. So you got to kind of hurry if you want this. So I'm going to tell you what it is, but be prepared to go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go. So for the very first 50 people who get signed up, you guys, because I like people who take action, I like people who are decisive, who just want to get moving forward, I'm going to do something that's completely out of the ordinary that's going to blow your guys' mind. What I'm going to do is, normally I told you our enterprise members get 70 funnels, 300 pages, 100,000 monthly visitors, unlimited members and more. But I want to do more than that for you guys, okay? For the first 50 only, not only am I going to, I'm not just going to double how many funnels, but I'm going to make your account an unlimited account, which means you can have unlimited funnels inside of your account, okay? I'm not just going to give you double the pages, I'm going to give you unlimited pages. I'm not just going to double how much bandwidth you get, but I'm going to give you unlimited bandwidth, unlimited traffic in your account. Plus, you're going to have my priority support guys. So that means if it's 3 in the morning, you cannot figure out how in the world to get Infusionsoft to integrate with your autoresponder or whatever, you just message our support guys. They'll see your Funnel Hacks member. A lot of times they'll just log into your account, get it set for you, and boom, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay? The total value of this is priceless, and this is not for everyone, you guys. This is just for the first 50 people. So if you know that's you, if you know you want the unlimited funnels, you know you want the unlimited pages, you know you want the unlimited traffic, you know you want this, and you know you need it, now is the time, you guys, to open up another browser window and go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go and get your account set. Now, when you get set up, one of 2 things are going to happen when you go to this website. So again, it's instantfunnelhacks.com/go. If you're already a ClickFunnels member, I know that probably half of you guys on the webinar right now are already ClickFunnels members. If you are, you're going to see a page that looks like this. And it's going to say, hey, you're a ClickFunnels member. This is your card on file. Is this one you want to bill? You say yes. You click on the upgrade my account button. And what's going to happen is that literally we'll take your account, we'll upgrade it to the enterprise level, and we'll push your billing out for an entire year. Okay, so for free for ClickFunnels for a year, you get it for free when you invest $997 today. Now, if you're not a ClickFunnels member yet, then the page you come to is going to look like this. Your first step is you got to create a free ClickFunnels account. Then the next step is going to ask for your credit card. You put that in. You can bill $997. We're going to then take your account. We'll upgrade it to the enterprise level, push your billing out for an entire year, and for a whole year, you're going to have ClickFunnels for free. Does that sound awesome, you guys? So all you need to do right now, I'm giving you permission. Go and open up Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever you guys use. Go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go to get started. Okay? Now, one last recap, you guys. When you get started today, you're going to get access to our 1-year enterprise account ClickFunnels, our 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass, instant traffic hacks, Inception secrets, soap opera Seinfeld secrets, $11,000 value. You guys get started for just one payment at $997 today. All you got to do to get started is go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go. All right? Now, I'm going to be on here for a little bit because I see a bunch of questions coming through. One thing I want to mention is if you guys get stuck or have any kind of issues at all when you're ordering, and I already see orders coming in, which is kind of cool. So it looks like it's working. There's no issues. But if for some reason you have an issue or your question's unresolved, just email. You can ask the email or ask the question here in the chat, and I'll try to answer it here in a minute. But if you don't get your question answered or it's not working for some reason, just email support@clickfunnels.com. And our team is there right now to answer your tickets as quick as you can to make sure you don't have any issues as well. So that's kind of game plan, you guys. But what I'm doing now is answer some Q&A. So if you have questions, come over to the question box and answer it. and I'm going to be on here for a little bit answering some Q&As. But again, you guys, I don't want you to miss out on that first 50 bonus. Again, when that's gone, you guys lose out on the unlimited funnels, unlimited traffic, all those kind of things. So if you want one of the first 50, now is, if you have a question, that's fine. We'll answer your question. But go right now to instantfunnelhacks.com/go, and we'll get started, okay? All right, so I'm going to go through some of these questions here. And I've got some of my assistants who are posting them to me here, so I will have some of them here on my slides. I'm going to go through these. Okay, first question is, what if I already have a ClickFunnels account? Okay, so if you already have a ClickFunnels account, all you got to do is log into your ClickFunnels account and then open up another browser window and go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go, and that'll take you to the upgrade page, okay, where you can upgrade. And if for some reason it's not there or it's not working or whatever, if you have any issues, just email support@clickfunnels.com. My guys can help look at it and figure out what's wrong and make sure it's working for you. Good question. All right, number 2 here, next question coming through. What happens after the first year? Okay, so after you've been a member for a year, so again, you have ClickFunnels for free for an entire year, our enterprise level, which is pretty awesome. So in a year from now, we'll send you an email that basically says, okay, what level do you want to be at? Do you want to be at our $37 a month level, or 97, or 297? And you just kind of tell us at that point which level makes the most sense for you, okay? And so you don't have to make that decision right now. In a year from now, you'll get the email, you can make the decision at that point. So right now, just use this year to make insane amounts of funnels. See how much money, I would make it a goal for you guys. See how much money you can make in the next year. Is that way when the rebill comes through, it won't even matter for you, okay? Which is really, really cool. Okay, more questions coming in. All right, next one. What other tools do I need? Okay, I love this question. So ClickFunnels will do almost everything you need inside of your business. So literally you can get rid of almost everything else. In fact, in my business, there's only 2 tools I use anymore. I have an email autoresponder and I have ClickFunnels. That's it. Now, ClickFunnels does have a basic email autoresponder in place, but it doesn't do as much stuff as things like Aweber or GetResponse. And so you still need a good autoresponder, I feel like. But that's about it. Other than that, you can get rid of your landing page software, get rid of anything else you're using. You don't need it. Okay, I built a multi-million-dollar a year business off of ClickFunnels and Aweber. That's it. Okay, so you don't need anything else. There's things that are out there that are good that you can kind of have, but the only things you have to be successful are those 2 things. Good question. All right, more questions coming in. My support guys, they're knocking out questions here fast too, which is good. Do you have a payment plan? Okay, so we don't have a payment plan right now. One reason is because if you go to clickfunnels.com right now, you can sign up for $97 a month and get just ClickFunnels. And so it didn't really make sense for us to give a payment plan for this. But there's 2 things you can do if you need a payment plan. First off, and I always tell people this, they don't really understand it at first, and then I explain, they're like, oh, well, duh, that makes a lot of sense. The coolest thing is that inside of your pocket right now, you've got this really cool thing that'll give you a payment plan. It's either called Visa or MasterCard or American Express. And these guys will actually finance the whole thing for you. It's a really cool thing, right? So you put it in, you pay the $997 today, and then you just pay whatever, $20 a month, your minimum payment to Visa or MasterCard, and that covers your payment plan. So that's a really good way to do it if you need a payment plan. But right now we don't have one just because it just doesn't make sense. Good questions. Okay, someone said I'm in, but I can't see Funnel Hacks. Okay, so if you're logged in, you don't see Funnel Hacks. There should be a little Funnel Hacks logo on the right-hand side of your dashboard there. And when you see that and you click on it, it'll auto-log you into the Funnel Hacks training members area in there, okay? If you don't see it for some reason, just contact our support. Sometimes there's a delay from when the billing has to post back and let us know. And so if there's a little bit of delay, just email support@clickfunnels.com. One of our guys will log in the next few minutes and they'll click a button and it'll be in there and you'll have access to all the training. And we have the 6-week training has started, so you guys can get started literally right now if you want. You can jump in there and learn opt-in funnels in 5 minutes from now. You guys are ready to rock and roll, okay? So you don't have to hesitate. It's ready for you guys right now. And if you don't see it for some reason, just email support@clickfunnels.com. Good questions. If I buy, are there any upsells? I don't know what else I could upsell you guys. You got everything you need to be successful, right? You got the software, you got the training, you got traffic, you got copy, you got email, there's nothing else. So yeah, there's no upsells, you guys. When you get started, we've given you everything you guys need to be successful. Good question. Am I one of the top 50? So as of right now, we have a lot of sales coming through, but yes, you would still be in the top 50. So now is the time. You guys don't delay. The difference between a ClickFunnels account and a ClickFunnels account that's unlimited is like night and day, you guys. Literally, you can make so much more money if you have an unlimited account. So don't let that hold you back. If you got a question you're waiting on from us, just let us know. We'll answer the question. But you guys need to get started right now. So go again, open up another browser window, whatever it is, but go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go and lock in your account right now. Now I see a couple of you guys saying you're trying to order, but for some reason the order's not going through and you're freaking out because you're going to be top 50. I get it. If you're freaking out, email support@clickfunnels.com right now. They'll timestamp it. If you're trying to get in, they can see if there's a declined order or something, and they'll know that and they'll make sure that you're one of the top 50. Good question. All right, who hosts the pages? So this is another cool thing is you can actually get rid of all your web hosting. Okay, before ClickFunnels, we were spending about $3,500 a month on web hosting. We had 3 different servers to be able to get enough bandwidth to handle all the traffic. Like, it was super expensive. Since we had ClickFunnels now, we got rid of all of our hosting accounts because ClickFunnels actually hosts it for you. And if you get the unlimited plan, you guys, like literally that means you have free hosting for an entire year. And you got unlimited bandwidth, so you can send 1 million visitors a day, and we're hosting it for free for you guys. So ClickFunnels hosts your pages, but it doesn't mean that your page has to look like a ClickFunnels, like it doesn't say ClickFunnels in the URL. You can set up a custom domain, and there's training, it's really easy to do inside of ClickFunnels, where you can set up like russellbrunson.com and then ClickFunnels will host it, but it'll be on russellbrunson.com, okay, or .comsecrets.com or whatever. Okay, so good question there. All right, more questions coming in. So here, who owns the data? Okay, this is a good question. Who owns the data? So when somebody comes in and they join your list or they buy your product, whatever it is, that person's yours. Like, we don't touch that. I don't own that. I don't even know who that. Like that data, that people is 100% yours. So don't worry. It would be unethical and illegal for me to do anything with it. So I'm not going to ever email your list or send your customers anything. Those customers are all yours. Don't worry. Good questions. Can I export my pages? So inside of ClickFunnels, you can't. There's not a button like to click and export all your pages because inside ClickFunnels, there's all the split testing and the multi-sequence steps and all this stuff. And so if we gave you a button export your pages, they wouldn't really work. Obviously, you could have Webmaster go back and fix them. So we don't have an export button, but if you want your pages, like a backup of them or whatever, if you go to any page and you right-click on it and save as, it'll save the entire page. The way that ClickFunnels is set up, and this is kind of techie, nerdy talk, but all the links are absolute and all the page URLs and stuff and all the images. So you can basically export it and boom, it'll work just as is, which is pretty cool. So there you go. Someone asked, this one's on my thing, but someone asked if we have PayPal, if there's any kind of PayPal option. So 2 things on that. When you go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go right now, there's not a PayPal option, I don't believe. But if you need a PayPal option, email support@clickfunnels.com, and they have a link they can send you where you can set up through PayPal. And the other cool thing, if you do use PayPal, and this isn't for everyone because PayPal doesn't offer it to anyone, but I know that if you're a US-based person and your credit's good, PayPal's got a really cool financing option where basically you have no payments, no interest for 6 full months. I don't know if you guys even knew about this. So you can go invest in Funnel Hacks. You go through the PayPal page. That, again, support can email you if you need it. Just email support@clickfunnels.com. They'll email you the PayPal page. You click on the button, and then PayPal will say, hey, do you want to finance this with PayPal, bill me later, or whatever? You say yes. It'll instantly go and check your credit. And if your credit's good, they'll give you an instant loan for $997. You get 100% access to ClickFunnels, to Funnel Hacks, and everything. And you don't have to pay a penny of interest or payments or anything for 6 full months. Okay, so that means you can use ClickFunnels for 6 months without ever paying me a penny. And PayPal actually pays me immediately, so it's good for me. So that's why we can give you an unlimited account. But you don't have to pay anything because it's completely financed through PayPal. Now I know they have rules with that. It only works for American citizens, I believe, and you have to have good credit. So you may or may not qualify for that. But if you know you want PayPal or you need like a financing option, email support@clickfunnels.com and they can help you with that. All right, next question. Do I need WordPress now? Okay, so a lot of people ask this because I know that there's plugins that try to make WordPress create funnels. Now I want to say something. WordPress is a blogging platform. It was created for people to blog on it. It was never, ever created to build sales funnels, okay? Now there's some really smart marketers that have gone back and they've created plugins and stuff to try to hack together WordPress to make it build a sales funnel. The problem is it wasn't made for that. And so it starts working and you get it to work and it takes a lot of effort and hard work and then you get it to work and the next thing happens, WordPress updates something and the whole thing crashes. I had a friend who had an entire sales funnel on WordPress, left town for the weekend, was gone for 4 or 5 days, came back, and turns out for 4 or 5 days his entire sales process had been down. He'd been driving traffic through Facebook. He lost tens of thousands of dollars because he used WordPress. So if you want to use WordPress, it's really good for blogging. Use WordPress to blog. Do not ever use WordPress for sales funnels. It's crazy. You don't need it. It wasn't made for that. ClickFunnels is made for funnels. WordPress is made for blogging. So you only need a WordPress if you have a blog. If you're not blogging, then just get rid of it. Okay? You do not need it. There's no purpose for it. All right, next question here. Do I need an autoresponder? So yeah, ClickFunnels has a basic email autoresponder in place. So like when somebody registers for a webinar, it can send them email sequences. It can also do really cool smart triggering so that if somebody leaves early, they get a different email sequence. But if you want to be able to do broadcasts and things like that, you will need an email autoresponder. So I usually recommend Aweber or GetResponse. That's the only other tool you really need on top of ClickFunnels. Next question. I can't afford the $997 now, Russell. All right, so if you can't afford it, two things. First off, if you can't afford $997 right now to take your business to the next level, you need this more than I thought, okay? Does that make sense? Like, you need this so much more if you can't afford $997. So the first thing I do is, if you can't figure out how to afford it, again, I would look at how can I get the money to be able to afford it? Okay, again, using Visa or MasterCard to finance it for you, using PayPal's bill me later option, finding a partner. If you got a friend who's got some money, you got the ideas and the marketing brain, find a partner, bring them in, have them invest in it, you do all the work, you share the profits. There's tons of ways you guys can be resourceful and figure out ways to get this. Okay, when I first got started in this business, I was completely broke. I was a student. My wife was making $9.50 an hour, and I needed to invest in something for my business, and I didn't have any money for it. So I went and found some partners. They invested in. I busted my butt, and I worked hard. I paid them back off, and that's how I was able to get access. That's why I launched my entire business. Okay, so it's all about being resourceful, not complaining about the resources you don't have. If that makes sense. Okay. All right, guys. Now is the time. Our top 50 spots are almost gone. I see a few more. It's kind of hard when I'm going through this to see all the exact numbers, but my team's kind of flagging me down. We've got some spots left, but there's not a lot. So if you want to lock in 150 spots, you need to go right now to instantfunnelhacks.com/go. If you have any issues whatsoever, just email support@clickfunnels.com. But now is the time, you guys. Okay, do you offer support if we get stuck? Yes, in fact, people have told me, in fact, I've seen it on the chat right now, you guys keep telling me that like ClickFunnels support is the best in the market. Like literally there's no, we didn't go and hire just support people off the street and go on Craigslist and hire some people. We found actual ClickFunnels members who were using ClickFunnels, who were awesome at it, who understood the marketing and the psychology behind it. We paid them a lot more money to become your support. And so the people that support ClickFunnels, they understand marketing, they understand funnels, they understand the software, and they are amazing. We got 8 full-time guys right now that work around the clock. And so they're there to help you guys. They want to make sure you're successful, and so they're there. I don't think, since we launched like 90 days ago, there hasn't been more than one day where every ticket's been answered within 24 hours, and usually it's a lot less than that. Okay, so our support is second to none. You guys get access to them when you get started. And again, to get started, go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go right now. You guys, these spots are going, so you don't want to lose it. Am I one of the top 50? Okay, as of right now, yes, there are some more spots. I think we're in the 40s though, so there might be 10 spots left, might be 3 spots, I'm not sure, but we look like we're in the top 40 or so. So now is the time, you guys. It's time to stop thinking and wondering and questioning and just do it. All you need to do to get started is go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go, get your account created, because now is the time, you guys. Does ClickFunnels do membership sites? Yes, it does. So if you're using any other membership site platform, you can just cancel it, delete it, get rid of it. ClickFunnels is membership sites. Recently, I migrated all of my sites over into ClickFunnels, and it was awesome. And it's been nice because now you saw me build how easy it was to build a membership site. So yep, we do membership sites. Good question. All right, here's a question that's always awkward for me. So one of our competitors is called Lead Pages. So what's the difference between ClickFunnels and Lead Pages? So Lead Pages builds pages, like a page. ClickFunnels build out entire sales funnels and membership sites and automated webinar software and all these other things. Someone recently told me, they said they were trying to compare it to somebody else, like Lead Pages and ClickFunnels. They said Lead Pages is kind of like having a calculator, and ClickFunnels is like having an iPhone. And I thought that was a pretty good explanation. So Lead Pages are good if you're looking for just singular landing pages, but if you need, if your business requires full-out sales funnels, then you need ClickFunnels. Good question. Do my websites say ClickFunnels in the website URL? By default, it does until you add a custom domain, and when you do that, then ClickFunnels disappears. So yeah, setting up custom domains is really easy. So you can buy any kind of domain, like again, russellbrunson.com or ebay.com, or whatever your website URL is, and then inside ClickFunnels you can set up a custom domain, and then that website becomes the domain. All right, are all the pages mobile responsive? Yes, they are. Okay, everything's created so it works on your mobile phone as well as your iPhone, your iPad, all those kind of things, which is nice. Good questions. Okay, what was the traffic website? Oh, earlier when I showed you guys how to get traffic, the website is similarweb.com, similarweb.com. And you can go through there, but I recommend you guys, when you get started today, inside of Funnel Hacks, I do a whole training showing you how to use SimilarWeb, how to reverse engineer, all that kind of stuff. So you can go to similarweb.com and get some basic stuff, but if you guys want the dirt and the details to show you how to actually implement that, you need to be on the 6-week Funnel Hacks Masterclass. Do not miss that. Again, we've already done a couple of the trainings. Next one's coming up, I believe, in a couple of days. So go right now to instantfunnelhacks.com/go, get started so we can help using Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp. Our goal is to integrate with as many services as possible. Right now, I think we already integrate with all the core, like all the A-level services. Now we're going back through and adding integrations with all the B and C-level services. And so chances are we already integrate with any of the partners that you're currently using. And if not, just let us know. We have a queue of integrations that we're working on. And so every time someone sends excuse me, an integration, we add that to the queue, and more and more people that get it, the higher it gets bumped up. But we got people that are busting those things out as quick as we can. So if we don't integrate now, we will very, very soon. Good questions. Am I one of the top 50? Yes, we got a couple more spots, but I'm not sure. As far as I can tell, we got a couple spots left, but they are very close to being gone. Again, go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go. How does this compare to Kajabi? So Kajabi is kind of like a membership site builder, but it was built like 7 or 8 years ago, and they haven't really updated it much. So I guess conceptually it's similar, but as you play with it, you'll see that it's a million times easier and simpler to use, and there's a lot more features and functionality. Does ClickFunnels do tracking? Okay, cool question. So yeah, so every single ClickFunnels page, you can add in tracking codes, analytics codes, retargeting codes, and that way you can do all your own split testing external. There is a bunch of tracking that happens inside of ClickFunnels, but if you want, you can, again, plug the stuff in this way and kind of see it as well. Good questions. Will this work for my business? If your business could benefit from generating leads or selling products, then yes, this will work for your business. Literally, I've yet to find a business this won't work for yet. Someday I'm sure someone's gonna come with one and I'll be like, yep, we got nothing for you. But for anything else you can dream of, it works. It works for supplement businesses, coaching business, info product businesses, local businesses. You know, look at chiropractors using it. I look at dentists using it, personal trainers using it, financial planners using it. We got real estate agents using it, like literally every business. Like we have over 5,000 active customers right now, you guys, and there's people doing this stuff in the weirdest niches ever. Like it's funny because we'll get support tickets from people and they're like, hey, my whatever's broken. They show us their funnel. I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't think people could sell stuff like that. Like that's how awesome this is, you guys. It literally, whatever your business is, it can work for your business. All right, so let me see if there's any other questions. They're coming through, very cool. Does it work for ClickBank? Yes, it works for ClickBank. How do I convert my websites over to ClickFunnels? It's a really simple process. When you get inside, you'll kind of see it. We're also in the process of certifying some people now who are gonna help people like to migrate stuff over. So that'll be coming very, very soon. Someone said, I'm trying to click to upgrade, it's not working. Again, if it's not working for some reason, just email us at support@clickfunnels.com and our team is there as well. Yeah, he's asked the same thing, it's not working. So again, support@clickfunnels.com. Can you use ClickFunnels Pro ClickBank products? Yes, you can. All right, cool. Well, I think my team's answered most of the questions for you guys. What I'm doing right now is I'm probably gonna mute myself and then we'll just keep answering the questions here in the chat box. So if you have any questions here, now is the time. Post in the chat box. My team and I will be in here. We'll be answering questions, trying to help make sure every single question you guys have is answered. But you guys, now is the time. There's no more time to delay, you guys. The action taker bonus is almost gone. So if you want to have everything I talked about here, the 1-year enterprise account to ClickFunnels, the 6-week funnel hacks masterclass, instant traffic hacks, inception secrets, our soap opera Seinfeld secrets, a total value of $11,552. You get all that stuff, you guys, and a whole bunch more for just one single payment at $997 today. But you've got to get off your butt. You've got to be willing. You got to do what all good entrepreneurs do. You got to pull your credit card, pull your wallet out of your pocket, pull your credit card out. Go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go, type in the digits, click submit, take that leap of faith. And again, you guys, you've got 30 full days to try it out. Build funnels, drive traffic, make money, prove that I know what I'm talking about, okay? Go in there and just prove it, and you'll find out afterwards if it's worth it for you. And if it's not, for whatever reason, just let us know. Again, if we can't make you money, we don't deserve yours. But so far, I've seen what happens to people. I've seen what happens when people go through the training. When they go through the system, they build out a funnel, they start driving traffic, and it's changing their lives, you guys. Do you get that? And it can change yours as well, but you've got to have faith in it. Okay, that's why we've tried to make the refund policy so liberal, because I don't want that holding you back. I know you got fears, you got doubts, and things that might keep you from being successful. You got to get rid of those and just jump in right now, and we got you covered. Okay, we're not going anywhere. I've been doing this business now for over a decade. Okay, I can give you guys my home address and phone number if you want, like whatever it takes. It doesn't really matter. We are here for you guys. We're not leaving. We've been doing this for a long, long time, and so now is the time for you guys to get started. No more waiting, no more wondering. It's time to take action, you guys. So I give you permission. Open up Google Chrome or Safari or whatever you're using. Go to instantfunnelhacks.com/go. Get your account now. Again, if you have any questions or any issues come up, email support@clickfunnels.com. The email address is right there at the bottom of the screen. And I appreciate you guys taking time today. I had an awesome time. I hope you guys had an awesome time as well. We'll leave the chat window open. I'm going to mute myself. But if you have any questions, ask them in there right now. And my team is here to answer your questions. Again, thanks everyone for being here. And we will talk to you guys all again very, very soon. Thanks, everyone. Whew.